Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest tonight. It is Mark. We all know him from the chat, the #1 fan of the show. Guy has seen every single show. He's on here before I start. He's on here after I'm ending. He probably watches them again because he's the man. What's going on, Mark?
What's going on, Rob? What's going on, chat?
He's a Canadian, and I love Canadians. They're all super nice people. Some people don't like them, but I don't know what they're talking about. They're all super nice. Can you say about for me? Can you say about? Is it a boot?
About. Some
Can
people
you
say
say it the
boot.
Canadian way?
A boot.
There it is. There it is. There it is. Love it. He's wearing his Drew Brees. He's a huge Drew Brees fan. Now, are you still a Saints fan now? It's
No.
not looking great, bro.
No, not at all.
So
Not
who are
whatsoever.
you rooting for now?
Honestly, I've been a Detroit fan for the last couple of years. Actually, since they drafted Amon-Ra, so I really like it. Plus, Detroit's just a stone throw away, so
Yeah,
I could
my
go
wife
catch a game.
loves Dan Campbell, and she's like pretty much a Detroit fan. She also likes the Bengals because she's in love with Joe Burrow. She's had multiple Joe Burrow sex dreams. So, and I'm fine with it. You know what? If Joe Burrow wants to come steal my girl, like I want some money out of it, and then I'm cool. You know, and I have a good story to tell. Like my wife is now married to Joe Burrow, so I did something right. All right, to the chat, a couple messages I need to address. Jason is a Patreon supporter. He joined last night. He's a professional fanatic. And you got to send me your email, bro, because the email you have in there is like not one. I sent you a link. Don't think it works. So, yeah, he's right here. It's Jason under Fanatic. So is Mark. Mark is a Fanatic. That's an elite tier. You get to come on the fucking show, baby. Anyways, I want to get you in the Discord. We'll figure out other things later. So, Blake says, love the tune. That is my buddy, my guitar player. Just something randomly busted out one night on like a 12-string guitar. Just not even a song. It's fucking epic. It's like a Led Zeppelin tune. Let's see what we got here. Frank is throwing Dalton Kincaid or Dallas Goedert rest of the season. I hope you're having a good day. We are. I'm especially having a great day because Mark's on here. What do you think, Mark? Dalton Kincaid or Dallas Goedert?
Honestly, the way they've been using Kincaid out in Buffalo, he's looking like their wide receiver one. Unfortunately, somehow Goddard is having a hell of a few games. You still got AJ Brown, you still got Devontae Smith out there who should be seeing, like, they're studs. They should be seeing the ball more, but it's pretty close for me. But I would probably have to go Kincaid at this point from what I'm seeing from Buffalo.
It sounds crazy to say because Dallas Goedert's killing it, but like what you made a couple good points, and Mark's pretty modest about his knowledge because that was well said. Dallas Goedert has been killing it, but they haven't been running the ball. They will run the ball more. Devontae and AJ will get theirs, and I think their defense will be better than what they've shown. But the thing about Kincaid is you saw that they missed him a lot last night. And
oh yeah, definitely.
he doesn't play that many snaps, but like with what we've seen with now Josh Palmer being hurt for week to week, and Keon Coleman, I'm a big Keon Coleman truther, and that week one that blow up was a farce because he had 3 for 35 before that blow up fourth quarter.
I thought that was my draft day steal right there.
We all did, and I mean he'll be better than this, but he can't separate, and he is who we thought he is. Who we thought he was, right? And he just can't separate. He's just pretty much I'd say a red zone guy at this point. So, you got a bunch of bums out there, and they don't throw the ball at Cook. So it's like Kincaid is, like you said, their wide receiver one. So I think it's really close. I'd probably like Dallas Goedert in half PPR more, but in full PPR, give me Dalton Kincaid rest of the season. I mean, if you have both of them, though, you're sitting pretty. What else we got here? We got Blake Hoeing. Blake, shout out Blake for that intro.
Blake, what's going on? Big Flair.
The Mark, he does all the thumbnails. I gotta shout him out because he's the man. Blake, we love you around here. Blake, yeah, you know how to get in. Again, you don't even have to, Blake, if you don't want to. You do enough for me already, but if you want to, I'd really appreciate it. And like I said, I will bump you up you don't have to sign up for the biggest tier. I will bump your ass up just because I love you. So. Blake says, seeing how Buffalo lost without Kincaid makes me say Kincaid. That's exactly me and Blake are like kindred spirits up in this bitch. Let's see. Anyways, we got to talk waivers here before we get to questions. I'm going to run some names by you here. It's actually a pretty good week for waivers, especially tight ends, man. This is tight ends are blowing up right now. In general, it's actually a really good tight end year. So We're going to start with quarterbacks, and I'm going to give you 4 options here. These are all available in less than like 33% of leagues, Yahoo leagues. We got Jackson Dart. Unfortunately, he's at Denver. So we saw he did just CJ Stroud coming off a bye at Seattle, Sam Darnold at home against Houston, and then a stash or possibly a play would be Mac Jones. So which of those 4, if you had to start someone this week, are you rolling with, Mark? Jackson Dart at Denver, CJ Stroud at Seattle, Sam Darnold versus Houston, or Mac Jones?
I am honestly gonna put Darnold at the top of that list. Just the way the Seattle's been playing lately, the JSN connection just looks fucking to the moon right now. Um, Jackson Dart second, just the rushing upside. That offense seems to be rolling a little bit better now, but still, he's still a rookie at the end of the day. And then, yeah, those would be the top 2 in that order for me. Mac Jones, yeah, you could roll him out there too as a close number 3 if Purdy doesn't play. Like, it's got to be close to monitor. A lot of people's waivers are running tonight or tomorrow, and we're not going to get more info for the rest of the week. So, I mean, be safe than sorry and get Darnold and Dart if they're out there.
Yeah, I think I like Dart season long the best, just because, I mean, he's got the cheat
The
code,
rushing
man. Like
upside.
he's rushing 40, 50 yards, not to mention the
Yeah,
yards. He's as good as anyone to get a rushing touchdown. Like until he gets concussed, he doesn't need receivers. You know, it's like we see these rushing quarterbacks. We've seen it with Lamar. The lack of weapons doesn't necessarily hurt their overall floor because they're going to have 40, 50 yards rushing. I think Sam Darnold's in that same tier as Dart, and he's probably a better play this week. Just because at best against Denver, you're getting like 150 passing yards and 60 rushing yards at best. And it's going to be a low scoring game. Denver's pissed. Like, even though they won that game, if I was the coach, if I was Sean Payton, I'd be pretty upset about that showing they had in London. That was brutal. I mean, they should have beat the Jets by 30 points. If you're like a Super Bowl contending team and you would limit, I know their defense was good, but like Bo Nix had 0 completions in the third quarter. It was fucking terrible. He looked like rookie Bo Nix, right? He looked like he did last year to start the year.
Yeah, that's a team that they should have easily eaten up on, especially if the Jets offense wasn't doing shit. So it's like, I mean, did it keep the foot off the gas, or is that something of how they're playing for moving forward?
I mean, the play calling was bad. That was what it was. But it's also like, dude, if you have no worries of the Jets scoring, don't play conservative because you could throw a pick and then just march down the field. So I'm skipping.
Easily.
God damn it. Hold on a second. I'm having internet issues. Seems okay now. Okay. Go to running backs here. Kamani Vidal is still 30% rostered only. Bam Knight, 12%. He seems to be in the better half of a timeshare there in Arizona. Tajay Spears, 24%, and Isaiah Davis is a stash. We have Vidal against the Colts, Bam Knight against Green Bay, Tajay against New England, and then Isaiah Davis. I don't have his matchup. They actually have a good matchup. It's Carolina. So who are rolling with this week, and then who you rolling with for like a rest of the season play?
So you're gonna have to go Vidal this week, I would think, just based off his performance last week. Bam Knight, I feel like that's just gonna be another timeshare split. Like they just last minute put Bam Knight as a top running back in that team. They could just easily be like, okay, Michael Carter's gonna start the game. We don't know. And like Tajay Spears, I like his usage. It's gradually increasing. I think he played a lot more snaps and got more receiving work last game. Pollard did get a few more rushing attempts, but I mean, Spears is creeping up, and Isaiah Davis is definitely a stash if you could afford to keep him on your bench. Too many Brees Hall trade rumors and his cryptic message on the Instagram. So it's like, if you could afford to, then you got a starting running back there. But if you're rolling out somebody for this week, I'd have to go Vidal.
Yeah, I think Vidal, I mean, who knows, though? Maybe they come out and it's a 50-50 this week with Haskins, just because, I mean, we all thought it was going to be DeMarcado. We've been wrong in terms of the community consensus the last 3 times we've had an injury. And the Vidal thing, the crazy thing is in these backfields right now, we're looking at, running back 4, 5, and 6. So 4 and 5 for the Cardinals to start the year. And then, like, Michael Carter wasn't even on the roster. Bam Knight I'd never heard of. So, and then the Chargers were looking at running back 3, 4. So we're not even getting the backups. We're going to the second tier of running backs here. But the upside of Vidal right now is if he does continue with this role, which was 22 opportunities or whatever it was.
Mhm.
Marion Hampton, the reports are not good. It's like they're
Yeah,
saying
no.
it's for sure more than 4 weeks. They're not saying it's a season ender, but like I tend to think it's going to be like 6 weeks minimum. So and then what do you have when he comes back? That's a major injury. Like now you're looking at week 12, and like
Yeah, when's their bye
it's
week?
more
Is it
just
week 9?
they have week 12. They have a week 12 bye, I think.
Oh, they have a week 12
Yeah,
bye.
Chargers have week 12. So that he's looking at maybe week 13, because why would they bring him back a week before the bye if they're still over 500? So
Mhm.
apparently, like if you're a Marion Hampton owner, like you're pretty much fucked because you can't really trust them until the playoffs start. So that's not good.
And
So
then there's
getting
gonna be
Vidal,
ramp up too. They're gonna have to ramp him up when he comes back too, so that's
right?
like another game or 2 buffer, and you're already in the playoffs by that time if you're in there at all.
And Vidal is a nice complement in terms of their play styles with Hampton and Vidal. So it's like if Vidal keeps on showing out, even when Hampton comes back, you're looking at a 60-40 split, you know? So that's
Mhm,
not good for
mhm.
Hampton. The only worry of Vidal is if this injury is bad for Hampton, I could see them bringing someone in because like the Cardinals, why would they bring
But
someone in that they have no hope this year? The Chargers do.
oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. It was the Bucks I was seeing. Bucks signed, Michael Willie today, so that's what I was thinking. I was saying in the chat, in Discord that, does that mean that Bucky Irving's injury is more worse than we think then? Like,
Yeah. I don't know
so
why they didn't
I
put
don't
Bucky on
know.
IR because he's already missing this week. They already said he's missing week 7, and they have a week
Mhm,
9 bye. So, like, wouldn't it make sense just to, especially with their record right now and how beat up the rest of the roster is, why don't you just sit
mhm,
Bucky down
mhm,
till week 10? Because he is like,
mhm.
he's probably more important than Ibuka on that team. Just be like, I know Rashad White's a nice player, but like when you
Yeah,
get
for
Bucky
sure.
back, then you have Rashad White as it slotted in as a receiving down back. It's a great 1-2
Mhm,
punch. Um,
mhm.
so I think also Sean Tucker needs to be mentioned. Not so much to be a playable
Yes,
guy,
for
but if this
sure.
is a two more week injury and you get one starting week from Sean Tucker if something happens to Rashad White. Bam Knight,
Mhm.
I feel like is just a coin flip. But Tajay Spears, you
Yeah.
mentioned Tajay Spears. Now the upside there is they fired the coaching staff. Both Callahans are gone. So now you have a new coaching staff. This is a lost season. I mean, this was a lost season for the Titans before they even took the field. We all would agree.
Mhm.
But now you're looking at like Tony Pollard being, I think, a realistic trade candidate because more so, like not more
Really?
so than Brees Hall, but like Tony Pollard still got a little bit of juice and he's a veteran. So like I feel like that
Mhm.
they can get him cheaper. Like Brees Hall is going to probably cost a third rounder because his age.
That's true.
Tony Pollard could probably be gotten for a fifth rounder.
Yeah, yeah. And he
And
could
a
slot
team, I'm trying to think, like
even too, like
Dallas would actually make sense for Tony Pollard. Like throw him back in Dallas. They need
going
somebody,
back,
right?
yeah.
I
And,
mean, he's a
he
nice
actually
compliment
played
to
good too when
Javonte.
he was there coming out, playing
Yeah.
behind Zeke, so, like, could be a resurgence for him.
And then Isaiah Davis, definitely a stash, which is all the Brees Hall stuff. All right, moving
Yeah.
on to wide receivers. We have Kendrick Bourne is it says 4% rostered. I can't believe that. That's got to be wrong. But Kendrick Bourne, I
Mhm.
mean, Jawan Jennings is I'm dropping Jawan Jennings in the couple spots I have him. He's done. He's even if he plays, you have Ayuk possibly coming back later, Pearsall, Kittle, like every Niners receiver that holds out just ends up hating the team and they hate them. Like Jawan Jennings was like
Mhm.
a glue guy, right? Like a team guy. And now Jawan Jennings is like turning into Tyreek Hill. What are we
Mhm.
doing here? What's going on? Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
what's your feeling on Jawan? Jawan Jennings is done, right? Like, he's droppable.
Yeah, and he's playing what is he doing? He's playing hurt for contract incentives?
Yeah,
Like,
half of his
he's
money.
in a
He's got.
contract year or something?
He's not on a contract year. I think he might have a 2-year deal. They just signed him, but like he just took a low deal because he was a fifth-year breakout and like a 6th-round pick.
Uh,
And he took it's 7.5. I think it's like this. Don't quote me on this. It's like 7.5 base salary, and like he can make up to 15 million with incentives. So that's essentially like
oh,
that's his raise was
shit.
incentives. That's why he's playing with 5 broken ribs and 2 different ankle sprains.
Oh, yeah,
He's
yeah.
he's just
So, I
gonna he's
mean
gonna get on the field, but he's salty right now, and I get why he's salty. But unfortunately,
yeah,
bro,
yeah,
you
yeah.
signed the goddamn contract. Like you signed the first contract a year ago when you had that nice year, and you got to live with it, man. Like don't bitch because the other players, the other players in the team. You heard what Trent Williams said. Like they don't give a shit. Like they're all trying to win,
Yeah. Yeah,
and like they
exactly.
don't
You're
care
just
about your
playing,
contract.
you know.
Like he fucked
He's
himself.
in it for
The
the money
Bucks
right
wide
now, not for the
receivers,
win.
right? And you know what? If you play well and you win, you're gonna get another contract. Bucks
Mhm.
wide receiver room. I mean, Kate Otten might be the answer, but I'm a big Sterling Shepard guy just because I feel like he's
And
the
I
one
picked him up
professional
last
there. The
week
other guys,
after,
same.
we discussed it, so, I mean, I already one step ahead on that one. Um, Mike Evans is is expected to practice, so let's see how that pans
Mhm.
out. But I mean, I would take Shepard over the 3 over Cameron Johnson and Tez. So and Kate Otten though is a really big play I think this week, and especially if Mike Evans doesn't play, I think Otten's in that top 10 for the week
Yeah.
in a
So
potential shootout too
Story,
with Detroit.
yeah, Story is a big fan of Cam Johnson. I'm on the Sterling Shepard train just as I picked him up last week. He did disappoint, 2 catches, but I feel
Hmm.
like he's the trusted veteran. The Tez thing, that guy's tiny. Like he is a Tutu Atwell
Yeah, yeah.
player. You're going to be banking on a home run shot there. Josh
Hmm.
Downs somehow is only 49% rostered. Only
Hmm.
running only like 60% route participation, but he is a good player. And Adonai Mitchell seems to be gone. Like he's not going to get
Hmm.
snaps. So it's essentially Alec Pierce, Michael Pittman, Tyler Warren, and Josh Downs. And you could do worse in the PPR league. You can definitely do worse. I just don't know what the upside of Josh Downs is, but like for this week, I like it. And then
Yeah.
Jalen Coker, 12%. And then a guy that's 0% owned that people need to keep an eye on is Jordan Whittington, because
Hmm.
he's going to kind of slot into that Puka Nacua role. We've seen it in the past. And that's a very valuable role. And I like Jordan Whittington. He's a good blocker. He's a really savvy player. Do you think
Hmm.
he's worth a start this week if there's no Puka Nacua? Would you rather start Jordan Whittington if no Puka Nacua, or would you rather start Sterling Shepard if there's no Mike
Who
Evans?
the who do the Rams play?
Who do
Facing
the
the
Rams play?
Jaguars in London too.
Yeah, I don't like
So
London
and
games,
who
but
is it? Whittington versus.
Whittington has the Jags, and the Bucks have the Lions.
I would still pick Shepard over Whittington, to be honest. Just like I mean,
I
if
can
they're
see
playing
that.
in their actual NFL home, then yeah, possibly. Um, but I was looking at it as like no Puka, Devontae Adams. So what's that's like? Say 10 targets on average on the conservative side. Like 5 of them are going to go to Devontae. You got probably like 3 are going to go to Tyler Higbee, and then 2 to Kyron probably.
Yeah.
How I see it.
I think Whittington's the like X factor. Like if you really want to shoot for the moon, I could see like Whittington having like a 6-7 catch game.
Mm,
And he also is going to get those little end arounds that Puka gets sometimes. Those are high value red zone touches. I think Sterling Shepard's a safer option to be like a top 35 play. So I definitely rank
yeah.
Sterling Shepard higher. I don't see a world where Shepard comes out and has 8 for 100. But I mean, I could be wrong because you're also having
No,
the
I
greatest
kind of don't
quarterback
see
of all
that
time
too,
throwing you
though.
the ball. I
Well,
mean,
that's
Baker
another thing
Mayfield though.
too.
Baker
Yeah, that's the
Mayfield. And
thing,
like
right?
Matt Stafford's awesome, but Baker Mayfield is apparently like Hercules right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, let's
And I
get to
just
tight
like that
ends real
game
quick.
script better too.
Yeah,
Of
100%.
the
It's hard to run
Tampa
the
and
ball against the
Lions.
Lions. We got 4 names here on the tight end waiver wire. This is a great situation for tight ends. So we have Harold Fannin Jr., 25% owned, which the Njoku thing, they're not giving us any information, but it does not seem good. At least this week, I don't think there's
Hmm.
any chance Njoku plays. But Harold Fannin, like we saw it. Dylan Gabriel is not throwing to wide receivers. They don't have any good wide
Hmm.
receivers. Jerry Judy's dust and can't catch. But like
Dude
Harold
had
Fannin's
13
lining up
targets
all over
for
the field.
like 30 yards last game. That's pathetic.
He had more drops than catches, bro. So Harold Fannin
Yeah.
needs to be like, he's my favorite weekly. I still want him over Kate Otten. And the next
Hmm.
guy is close. We'll talk about in a second. But I think Harold Fannin's the year-long guy. You need to get Harold Fannin now.
Hmm.
I already have him in like 10 spots. But
Hmm.
like he's a must pick up. Kate Otten is 12% rostered. Michael Mayer is the guy I want to talk about. So Kate Otten's a nice
Yeah,
streamer for the next week or two. Michael Mayer, Brock Bowers, dude, the reports like they have a week 8 bye, so he's already out week 7. I think there's a chance Brock Bowers is shut down for the year, bro, because he is a young
really.
player. He's got a PCL injury. Like, what are they playing for? Like, the point is the Chiefs are in 3rd place in that division, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The Chiefs are in 3rd. And yes, the Chiefs will probably finish in 1st, but the point is that there's just no way in the AFC that the Raiders will make the playoffs. So, like,
Yeah,
what are they really playing for? And Brock Bowers is their future. They already
that's
did it. They
true.
made the mistake once playing him week 2 when he was hurt. And look how that worked out. So if they do it again and he actually fucking injures his other knee or like tears his ACL or his Achilles, I mean, it's also the Raiders. So like I wouldn't be surprised if they do anything stupid. But
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
man, I think Michael Mayer needs to be rostered right now. Like I have
I
him in a
think
couple
so.
leagues, and like he's a tight end 1, right? As long as
Yeah, I'm a
Bowers is out.
Brock Bowers owner, and I have him my arm. I'm running Theo Johnson right now. I'm honestly thinking of picking up Mayers. Mayers had a good game last week too. So, I mean, as much as I hate Geno Smith, like if he's not throwing the ball deep or he's not making like if he's throwing all these interceptions, like his short game's got to at least work somehow or the other. So, I mean, Mayers is a very good look, especially for this week and probably moving forward until if and when Bowers comes back.
And here's the thing: as bad as Geno is, that's a good thing for Mayer. You saw it in the game last week. Like they're not taking any shots anymore with Geno, and he still managed to throw a pick
Yeah,
somehow. But like
yeah,
Michael
yeah.
Mayer is just going to get all those dump down targets, similar to what Brock Bowers was doing last year. But now they're not going to be,
Hmm.
he's not going to turn a 5-yard catch into 30 like Brock Bowers does. But he's
That's
going to be the
another
red
thing
zone
too,
guy.
right?
Like 4 for 40 and a
Hmm.
touchdown is a good line for a tight end, and that's what
Yeah,
you're going to get from
for
Michael
sure.
Mayer every week, or at least the
Definitely.
5-6 targets. And then the last guy I want to talk about is Isaiah Likely is a stash, just because. And again, I just want to let everyone know right now the Ravens are 25-1 to win the Super Bowl. Smash that fucking bet. I got
Yeah.
$90 on it. $90 to win over $2,000. I mean, but if they lose week 8 for some reason, they have a bye this week. If they lose week 8 and Lamar hurts his hammy again, like I could see them trading Mark Andrews. In that case, Isaiah Likely is a top 12 tight end.
I was seeing rumors about that too here and there about potential Mark Andrews trade, like just the way if the season's going and that downward like trajectory. But yeah, like Isaiah Likely is very talented at the tight end position. Like, I mean, even last year too, you see him. If you filled in for Mark Andrews, he was doing pretty well. So yeah, if you could afford to stash a guy like that, then I can see it doesn't hurt. You never know what's going to happen. And if for
I'm not
whatever
really
reason
into
Mark
I'm not
Andrews
into
missing time.
stashing tight ends, but like if you were to stash someone, we've seen Isaiah Likely be a top 5 tight end for the weeks that Mark Andrews misses.
Yeah,
So
or like say you're in a streaming tight end situation type of thing where you don't have a solidified tight end, then I mean,
yeah.
just case type of thing.
Yeah. All righty. We're going to get to all the questions here, and I'm going to hit you guys with the intro, and then we're going to get to all your questions. If I can find it. I am a little slow today. A little slow. Here we go. All right, here we go. A couple mini announcements before we get going. I gotta thank the newest Patreon members. That would be Mark and Mark wasn't the newest, but I thank Mark again. Jason and Scott. Jason, again, please send me your email so I can get you in the Discord and all the other perks. Shout out to Blake. Shout out to Steve Casey, my dudes. And every time I get a Patreon subscriber, I'm going to chug a beer. So, and I missed it yesterday, right? I missed 2. So I'm about to do back to back. And especially because one of them was a Professional Fanatics here, which is $22 a month. So fucking love you guys. Thank you. Here we go. We're going to get to all your questions. So, bottoms up.
Bottoms up.
Oh, I went down. I'm going to wait like 2 minutes before I do the next one. I know I'm a pussy, right? All right, here we go. A little behind the chat. So, see where we're at here. Jason says, I think I'm benching Scat over Dobbins this week. Don't trust Scat with the Broncos defense. Oh, Dobbins looked pretty bad, man, against a really soft matchup against the Jets. What are you doing in that situation, Mark?
I mean, Dobbins is okay, but like, I think the scat hype train is a thing, and those guys are the whole team, the whole fan base is right behind him. It's like they need that type of energy, they need that type of spark out there in New York. So I can't see why they wouldn't feed him again after the performance he had last week, especially against an Eagles team. It's like he did that against the Eagles. Why would you not try to feed the guy against Denver? It's like, do you really think like Denver's? I mean, the way the Eagles have been playing, yeah, but like, you really think Denver's better than the Philadelphia Eagles? So it's just like
I mean, their
that
defense
point.
is probably better, but they call it the no-fly zone
Yeah,
for a reason. You can't throw against
yeah,
them.
yeah. So I would still lean scat, but I mean, yeah, Dobbins might be a little safer play, but I'd have to roll scat out. Like, you can't deny it.
You can't. I mean, he's coming off 3 touchdown game. Like, you just can't. Like,
Yeah,
right now, the
like
momentum's
you can't
there.
bench a guy like that.
You have to play Scatabo. And, I would just feel much better about it if I started Scat and he scored 12 and Dobbins scored 16 than if it was the other way around. You know what I mean? Sometimes my decision is who am I going to be feeling less guilty and like dirty about if I bench. That's why I usually just roll with my guys, right? Whoever I drafted higher, you know, at least the first half of the season. And that might be tough, but like I'm going to roll with talent, right?
Also, the thing too is like when you got a quarterback like Jackson Dart behind, like he's a running threat too. So defenses have to kind of account for him. That's going to open up a couple lanes here and there for Scat. Like, so I feel like that's kind of the deciding factor at the end of the day.
Yeah. Max says, how's it going, guys? I have a trade I'm in the process of discussing and want an opinion. May, Kittle, Sutton, or Waddle for Lamar, Scat, and Scatman. So it's Drake May, George Kittle, Sutton. We'll just call it that. So it's May, Kittle, and Sutton for Lamar and Scatman. So you're not giving up a running back. So if you need a running back, I'd probably do it. Unfortunately, Drake May is a dude right now. Like Drake May is a dude. So
Yeah, and the thing is you're giving up one of each positional player there. So you're giving up a quarterback, a tight end, and a wide receiver for just an injured Lamar. And yeah, I mean, Scatterable looks nice too, but unless you have like just like a Jake Ferguson or like a Tucker Kraft sitting behind Kittle, and I mean, I personally I like the May Kittle Sutton side, to be honest.
yeah, just because Kittle's going to be fucking so good when he comes back. So what's
Yeah.
going on, Ryan? I forgot to mention on the waiver side, Aaron Rodgers versus the Bengals. I know it seems like
I
a great
like that too.
matchup.
I kind of like it. I
Thursday Night
feel like
Football,
Rodgers is
though.
not. Yeah, I mean, he looked good last week. His connection with DK seems to be like getting better and better each week. Like he dropped that dime of a ball into the end zone to him. So it's like, and it is the Bengals too, right? So like, if he's on your waivers and you're in like a bye week and you need you need a stream a quarterback, or if you have somebody like Justin Fields and you want to stream a quarterback, I mean, I wouldn't hate it.
Bengals defense looked pretty feisty last week, though, against the Packers, man. Now, we
Mm,
all know they're trash, but I'm just saying they looked a little feisty. John says trade Debo and Rico for Rashee Rice. Oh, man. You're trading high on Rico. His concern is Rico becomes a season-long stud. I don't think Chuba's still going to be around. So my concern is more of Rashee Rice. With all we see, like how they're spreading the ball around there. We've never seen Rashee Rice play with all these weapons around him. That's the problem. But Debo looks a little banged up, and McLaurin's coming back. So I would say this: if it's a shallow league, I'm doing it. If it's a 12-teamer, I might not do it. 10-teamer for sure. 12-teamer, I'm not doing it. Okay, so I'm skipping. I think it's good. Let's see. Justin, would you trade Kyron for London, half PPR? I'm a little low at wide receivers. I mean, I hate giving up the running back. Kyron's a top 10 running back, but Drake London's a top. And Drake London's great in half PPR because he's going to have fucking 10 touchdowns.
He's got Saquon, Dobbins, ETN,
Would
and
you do that?
Ramondre. I mean, fuck the way London played last week. If he keeps that up, if he could put, if you're getting that kind of production from London, we saw it last night or last night. Like, I mean, but I do agree the way that running back landscape has been, all these injuries and everything. It's like, what are you gonna do? You'd rather have a stud of an RB on your team, right? But he is looking low on the wide receiver room. It depends on your record.
Try to make it a
tough
2 for
trade
2.
for me.
Try to make it a 2 for 2. Get a better bench player. Trade one of your worst bench players and try to get like a Isaiah, maybe not Isaiah Davis, but like Tyler Algier or something. Something that can help you, to kind of sweeten the deal. Bennett says Justin Fields or Jackson Dart rest of the season. It has to be Jackson Dart. I'm the biggest Justin Fields guy. It's got to be Jackson Dart. Just because we know Jackson Dart's going to have the job.
Most definitely. And that offense
is Vidal worth the number one waiver ad? Cook is on bye, and I'm 2-4. Definitely need him. Yeah, you have to use it. You have to use it if you're 2-4. If you were like 5-1, maybe not because you could afford a loss. Right now, you're one loss away from pretty much being not donezo, but then you got to play perfect ball the rest of the year.
Agreed.
Ooh, Max says, please don't send Pollard to Dallas. I have such high hopes for Jaden Blue. Sorry to break it to you, bro. Jaden Blue is, I'm not saying there's no hope like in Dynasty, but like this year, if something happened to Javonte, they're going to bring someone else in. And
Yeah, for
Phil
sure.
Maffa would be the guy. Phil Maffa, we've seen this before. The practice squad guy comes up and overtakes the guy that's the backup. And Phil Maffa's a
Mhm.
big boy. They want consistency. Jaden Blue is the opposite of that, right? We see Travion Henderson struggling to get on the field through all that crazy shit with all the fumbles, right? And like that's a first round pick. Jaden Blue is a 5th round pick that was inactive for 4 weeks because he's bad in pass pro. He's a guy that's going to make like alignment issues and fumble, like stuff like that. He's the opposite of a coach's pet. So like, unfortunately, Jaden Blue, I know he's like the number 2 there right now, but I'm telling you, Phil Maffa would be the guy. And go watch Phil Maffa's film. That guy is a certified beast. You know about Phil Maffa because Mark knows a lot about fantasy football. He sells himself short. Maffa's a G, man. Would you prioritize Cade Otton over Bucks wide receivers? So let's say a flex spot, full PPR. Would you start Cade Otton or would you start Sterling Shepard in the flex?
I think I would go Cade Otton, to be honest. I think I would. He's going to be
touchdowns, man.
And like that safety blanket underneath, I think, at the end of the day.
Yeah. Cruz says, is it Luther Burden time? DJ Moore has the questionable tag. It's not his time yet, but it was encouraging what we saw. He was, I think, the leading receiver with 44 yards. Yeah, I think it's getting to that point, but until they trade DJ Moore, where he's actually out, you can't roll with Luther Burden just yet. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree with that too. And you think DJ Moore is a potential trade candidate out there in Chicago?
No, I thought so, and I was looking up, because again, the show we go beyond the box score, right? It's easy to just throw around names. DJ Moore has a $28 million cap hit this year. So a team like the Steelers was an option. The Steelers have $7 million in cap space. Now, there's a lot of ways to fudge the numbers. So we all know NFL contracts are kind of bullshit. But $28 million cap hit is a big number, bro. So like sure. DJ Moore, I think it'd be a good trade. Like the Bills, DJ Moore to Buffalo, it gets me wet, man. For DJ Moore and for Josh Allen and the Bills. But I don't know, man. I think the Bears would be stupid. Like they apparently have a shot to win now. As a Bears fan, I didn't think it's possible, but the division's coming back to them a little bit. The Vikings look beatable. We just saw the Lions lose. Granted, that was to the Chiefs, and I do like the Packers, but they literally tied against the Cowboys. So I think there's a chance the Bears could do it, man. I mean, look at what Washington did last year. I think this Bears team is better than what Washington was last year, at least on paper.
Yeah, I agree. And I think Luther Burden is talented too. It's just if he just needs the right scenario to be out there to be valuable. But until DJ Moore's sticking around, it's hard to trust.
Okay, I'm going to actually chug this, but I have another announcement I put on the Discord. The bet for Thursday, I already placed it, the early bet. Have you been following the bets, Mark? Are you allowed to bet in Canada?
Yeah.
That?
Yeah, you can, yeah.
So you're rich
Which
now.
one? No, I haven't sports gambled for a little bit. I'm going to start doing it. That just makes me pull my hair out sometimes, and I'm bald, so.
Well, yeah. Then you have nothing to pull out. But 28-13 on the year, baby. You can't go wrong with that.
I know.
It's Chase Brown. This seems gross. Chase Brown over 42.5 rushing yards, dude.
Has
that is
line
low as shit. No, that's what I had it at. I think it's at 45 on some sites, but 42.5 rushing yards. The thinking is, I think Chase Brown's an explosive back. It's been bad, but Joe Flacco, they can be had. Now they did shut down Quinshon Judkins last week. That's probably why the line's so low, mixed with the bad performance of Chase Brown. But they're going to need to run the ball to try to protect Joe Flacco, to give him at least a sense, and you can do some play action. So like 42.5, I just feel like is a gift. I feel that's a really low number, man. And maybe it's wrong. I don't know. I've been hitting. I'm like 13-3 my last 16 bets, and that one just jumped off the page to me.
Yeah, and that is a Thursday night Cincy home game, so anything can happen on prime time on Thursday night.
Yeah, and they're at home. Like I wasn't even factoring that in, but like it's not in Pittsburgh, so I think there's a chance the Bengals win this fucking game. So again, I don't bet lines, but all right, I'm gonna get a question while I chug this beer for the peeps. Let's see. Shepard has some OU ties with Baker. That is true. Let's see. Jerry Jeudy was legit dropping passes directly in his hands. There was one on third down. It was like a 5-yard. It was literally like a 5-yard catch.
Yeah.
Right in his breadbasket, dude. And he just and the thing was, it wasn't even like he took his eyes off the ball to turn up field. He just dropped it. Like it was like me playing catch with my 9-year-old nephew. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, I'm yelling at my 9-year-old nephew for dropping a pass like that. And this is Jerry fucking Judy. Gross.
And that was the first week I dropped him too. Like I dropped him just before this week, and like I was following his stats just to see if like I regret it or not. I'm like, oh, 13 targets, and then I see he had like fucking 13 yards. I was like,
It's a lot of targets. I mean, but they also threw the ball 52 times, which isn't happening. Alex says traded
yeah,
Swift for Pittman and Carter. Still got Henry, Warren, Scat, and Benson. I could see that. I mean, that's his best game of the year. I mean,
yeah,
now it looks pretty good for Swift, but I will say Monungai looked pretty good too. So they're going to work him in a little bit more. And Pittman had a bad game. So like the first week didn't look good, but I still like Pittman over Swift the rest of the season.
yeah. I agree with that too. It's pretty much Swift for Pittman, and then Carter's just a throw-in. He's until Benson comes back.
Yeah. Tex says, I have Dak and Jaden Daniels. Who would you stick with versus in a trade? I have AJ Brown. I want to trade away if I can too. I think you got to trade Dak away and keep Jaden Daniels because right now, like based on ADP and all that shit, I know we're getting far away from that, but Dak is overperforming. Jaden Daniels is hurt. He's underperforming. Like I'd prefer Daniels, and right now I think their trade value is kind of similar. So give me the guy that has the legs that can kill it.
You could probably trade higher on Dak too. Like you could probably like sell it that and he's killing it right now, and they're looking good and whatnot. And CD's coming back.
Joshua says Travis Hunter was dropped in my league. Is he worth a big FAAB percentage drop? Josh, it depends on the size, but size of your league. I wouldn't put a lot on him, but I let someone else make that mistake. But if you can get him for like 5%, if it's a 12-team league, especially if it's a PPR, I'd probably do 5 or 10%. I don't think I'd go higher. Now it could be a league winner, right? Like maybe not league winner, but Travis Hunter is still a good prospect. And the nice thing is his snaps on defense has gone down, and he played a season high. It was 70-something% of the snaps last week. And they have a week 8 bye. So I think after the week 8 bye, they might readjust some things. Now they're winning a little bit, but Travis Hunter's not a good he's not a good cornerback. And you saw the play where he lined up wrong and it cost Brian Thomas a second touchdown.
Oh yeah.
Awful.
Offside or whatever.
And someone made a good joke. It was like that's the only time he could shut down a receiver on his own team. It's lining up illegally, so Brian Thomas loses a 50-yard touchdown. Pretty funny. Pretty funny. So what are your thoughts on Travis Hunter rest of the season? You have any hope?
I mean, you kind of have to have a little hope because just the way the Jags have been playing and everything, and like it seems pretty good. But I mean, at the end of the day, if he's splitting on defense that much, it's like who knows after their bye week, or who knows like if they're gonna roll him out more and give him more defensive snaps and stuff like that. But I mean, I don't have too high hopes. He might be like a high end wide receiver 3 type thing, and like with wide receiver 2 potential. But I mean, I think that's a ceiling for him.
Which is not ideal. I mean, it's probably better than some of the other guys you can get on the wire. That's why I think 10% is fair. Like I said, if it's a 10-team league, though, there's no point ever drafting Travis Hunter.
Yeah, for sure.
Or picking him up. Unless, the only hope is Brian Thomas gets hurt. Literally, that's the only hope in that.
Obviously, yeah.
Otten or Mayer. I'd say this week, Otten. Rest of the season might be Mayer. I mean, that's kind of weird to say because he looks like a 1 or 2 week rental, but like there is, I think, a 33% chance that we don't see Brock Bowers again this year. Now, call me crazy. I don't have any Brock Bowers shares. I'm so glad I avoided that one. I thought he was going too high. I have a lot of Trey McBride, which hasn't been looking great, but at least Trey McBride's playing football and he's getting 6 catches a game. And Brock Bowers sitting on your bench, sitting on the actual bench on the Raiders sideline. So who do you got? Who do you got this week and rest of the year?
Yeah, exactly how you said it. Yeah, I'll take Otten this week and I'll take Mayer for the rest of the year, to be honest.
All right. Josh says, should I sell high on Vidal? If he's like sitting on your bench, yeah. I mean, you picked him up. You might not even have to use a waiver claim on the guy. And if someone's willing to give you, I'm trying to think of a name, DeAndre Swift, like
DeAndre Swift, exactly what I was
something
thinking.
like that. Like, give me that, right? We're kindred spirits, Mark. Something like that. If you can get a guy that is we know is going to be the guy season long, maybe we'll have less value in the short term. But if he's on your bench, we don't want guys that are just like playable on our bench. We want guys that could turn into something. And Vidal, as long as Hampton's not out for the year, Vidal is always going to be in a timeshare. At least, when it counts in the fantasy playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Chiefs D or Rams D? Chiefs D this week. Chiefs have the Raiders, okay? And Geno Smith's going to have to be throwing the ball downfield, or at least throwing the ball. And he has 10 interceptions.
And that's a division game,
also,
too.
Yeah.
The
give me the
Chiefs are going
Chiefs,
hard
man.
that game.
I mean, the Lions scored 17 points against them. Didn't I say anything else? Like, that's the Lions, who averaged 35 a game. Bennett, yes, drop fields for darts. Caleb, would you start Tucker Kraft this week at flex or David Montgomery? Now the scoring doesn't really matter because Tucker Kraft's like catching 3 balls a week, but he has 4 touchdowns, I think, this year, and I'm the biggest Tucker Kraft guy in the world. So I like Tucker Kraft, although the matchup's not bad for Montgomery. They have actually, it is kind of bad for Montgomery. What I'm talking about, they have the
that's what I was going to say. You think it's going to be? It's not. I don't think it's going to be much of a run game in that Lions-Bucks game.
Give me Tucker Kraft, baby. Give me Tucker Kraft. I hate starting a tight end at flex, but like the touchdown upside is probably the same, and I feel like Tucker Kraft is due for like a 70-yard game. Okay, start 2 non-PPR. Chase, Henderson, Waddle, or Bourne. Is that Jamar Chase? Because it's Jamar Chase for sure. That's an automatic. Let's go on the assumption it's Chase Brown.
Yeah,
I'm still starting Chase Brown and Waddle. I think Chase Brown and Waddle. Yeah. Or Bourne. If you get no Kittle in this game, or no Pearsall, or neither, it's Bourne. But if one or two of them come back, you got to start Waddle and Chase.
And Chase Brown, yeah. I agree.
If it's Jamar Chase, that's 100%. Jay says Sutton versus Giants or Allen versus Indy. That's Keenan Allen. This is easy Cortland Sutton. Every time in the last 3 years, he's had like 3 of these dud games. 2 of them this year, he had 1 catch. And he comes back with like a 7 for 90 game. I think Sutton's going to be one of my bets this week because the Giants, their defense, they have good pass rush, but they are really bad in the secondary. They play a lot of man.
Secondary, yeah.
And Cortland Sutton destroys man, bro.
Yeah.
So I think Cortland Sutton is like a must start this week if you ask me.
I like it.
It's Chase Brown, actually. So we were right. I didn't see that down in the comments. Yeah. So I still think it's Chase Brown and Waddle.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you're not going to know the news on the Niners because Chase Brown plays Thursday night. So you start Chase Brown. I think it's Chase Brown and Waddle. Bourne, it's still Kendrick Bourne, man. He's, back-to-back 142-yard games. I get that. We don't want to chase past production. We want to chase future production here. And that's the Chase Brown play for me. Matt says, is Taysom Hill droppable? I mean, he probably shouldn't have been rostered in the first place, I guess, is my statement. So I think that means yes.
Yes.
Funny comment here from Too Evil. I'm just glad the Jets are figuring it out. If that's figuring it out, that's like a homeless dude shooting up in an alley and like, finding a sandwich and be like, I'm figuring it out, man. I got this fucking old ham and cheese sandwich. Yeah. You didn't figure shit out, bro. You're shooting up in an alley eating a ham and cheese sandwich that's probably 2 days old.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he ate. He did eat some food. And yes, the Jets did actually only lose by 2 points. But gross, man. That's pretty gross. James Bond, we got 007 in the chat. Yo, boys, would you all drop Troy Franklin or Travis Hunter for Josh Downs? I want Travis Hunter over
Franklin.
Yeah, I think Franklin's probably better in the short term, maybe, but like, I don't know, man. They're playing Pat Bryant a little bit now. Evan Ingram's coming into his own. Like,
that's what I mean.
I don't know. I who do you want?
I would drop Franklin or Travis. Yeah, I would keep Travis Hunter, and just still keep my fingers crossed for him.
So I guess he says one of the deciding factors, he might just start Franklin next week at Dallas, and Travis Hunter has a bye. So if that's the case, you may have to stick with Franklin, but like just in a vacuum, who I want, it's those two. Frankenstein, DJ Moore is not droppable. He had thank you, DJ Moore, for winning my bet in the first 7 minutes of that game. But then he got banged up on this third catch, and then DJ Moore's a warrior, bro, and he played through that injury. Apparently went to the hospital after the game. So DJ Moore's fine. Injury. He's not going to be what we drafted him to be, but he's still a top 36 receiver. So like, who you dropping him for? I guess is my thing. Cruz says 10-team full PPR. I have Brian Thomas, Tet Golden. Would you move Worthy for maybe Jacoby Myers or no? I wouldn't. I mean, I'm down on Worthy, but like,
absolutely,
you want a piece of that Vegas offense? Yeah. Like, give me a piece of the Chiefs offense. Who I would probably try to trade Matthew Golden if he has one good game. That's my trade point because it's a 10-team
Yeah.
league. Like Jacoby Myers, like at least worthy as the upside if there's some injuries that happen to the Chiefs. You have the number 1 there with tied to Patrick Mahomes. Like Jacoby Myers is nothing in a 10-teamer.
No.
Max, just to follow up, I would still have Warren. So what was the trade he talked about? Sorry, Max. It's I need a Jamie. I need a Jamie. I need a
Oh,
fucking,
it was
I forget what
it
it
was
was. It's 5-1.
for
Oh, that was that trade we said not to do.
I think it was the
Right?
Lamar and Scat one for Sutton and
Ah.
Sutton, and I
Okay.
forgot who the other two were.
Now that makes a little more sense, bro. So I gotta leave that up to you because he's 5-1. So Rudy says Gainwell or Chubb. I'm going Chubb, baby. I'm going Chubb over
Yeah, you still
Gainwell.
gotta
I
go
want the
Chubb,
guy on the
yeah.
plus side of the now if it's full PPR, maybe I could lean Gainwell possibly, but if it's half, it's Chubb for sure. Adam says, got to drop someone. Bourne, Pearsall, Chase Brown, Quentin Johnson. I'd like to trade, but Pearsall and Evans not eligible for IR. I think you're trading. You're dropping Bourne. You're dropping Bourne. I know it
Yeah.
sucks, but you can't drop Chase Brown. He's a running back. He's starting running back. Quentin Johnson
Yeah,
was
drop
wide receiver
QJ.
4 3 weeks ago. And then Pearsall is going to play over Bourne when he's healthy. Nick says quarterbacks are Daniel Jones, Jordan Love. He's got Genty, Cook, Scatabo, Justice Hill, Hubbard, Flowers, Sutton, Jamison Williams, Hunter, Shepard, Kendrick Bourne, Tyler Warren. Team suggestions. So what you could do, let's see. I would probably try to trade Daniel Jones. You don't need 2 quarterbacks. So trade the guy that I don't believe in as much that has good value. And then
sell high on Kendrick Bourne. Sell high on him.
Yeah, Bourne. Try to package your fat together, man. There's really no one else to trade. Mason Taylor, like
not touching any of the running backs for sure.
Yeah, so trade Daniel Jones and Kendrick Bourne and see what you can get. Whatever you can get. Boys, I opened a Bet365. Bet365, by the way, has a really good promo. It's you bet $10 and then they give you $200 in free bets. So that essentially is $100 cash. And then for me, dude, like I lost all that money on that stupid. It was earlier in the year, Marvin Harrison, that game where he dropped those 2 passes. I had like 100. I put like 160 on him, and then they gave me, my wife, that's her only account she has, and she's like, oh, they gave me a free $10 bet. They gave me a free $10 bet. I bet Jake Tunges first touchdown score on the Thursday night game, won 200, and then now I'm at like $700. So like thankfully for them, they gave me that free $10 bet. And they give you a bunch of good shit. They also gave me another $100, up to $100 match. Like Bet365 is good. Do you use it?
If you're active on Bet365, they give some pretty sweet promos throughout the year.
I think the biggest point is, man, as long as you can be disciplined, is have as many books as you can. Definitely get all the promos you can, but like just do the boosts. Don't ever do parlays without boosts. Just do $10 parlays on boosts, and then just take whatever they give you. Don't do like the when they give you a player option, like and boost that's usually a scam. Always bet the other way on those, but like always just take what they give you and just be, if your discipline is the word, you will make money just based on what they're giving you. They just bank on people being idiots and not being disciplined, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Sorry, Nick, did I miss your comment here? Yeah, so we gave you the trade suggestions. It's definitely trade that quarterback. Trade Danny Dimes. Braden says, what's going on, Braden? What do you think about Derrick Henry and Devonta Smith for Lamar and Algier? So he has Bijan. I mean, if you don't have a quarterback and you're streaming right now, I can get down on that, but that seems like a lot for
That's hefty
Lamar.
For me. That's a little
now
too much.
The Algier thing is nice because that you do need that. I would try to just do something smaller and just try to get Algier from him, right? Just try to get Algier for something like not Kamani Vidal, but like if you have something like Tajay Spears, something that would be more valuable to him, because Algier is more valuable to your team than it is to his team. It's a 10-man league. So in that case, having Lamar is pretty like that's a big advantage.
That is true.
So if you're stacked at other positions, Devonta Smith's probably a nothing at that point, a 10-man. So essentially it's Henry for Lamar. Now you're speaking my language, bro. I'd probably do it. I think so. Because you're insulating your running back one, you know? And I believe in Lamar. I think they're not gonna like when they have leads, regardless of their past history, which is blowing crazy leads, they can't afford to lose another game for a while. So like when he comes back week 8, you're gonna see Lamar, you're gonna see them having a 17-point lead in the fourth quarter, and they're going to be running Lamar and throwing play action. They're going to be trying to run up the score. At least that's that's how it happens. When these teams get frustrated, they take it out on the other teams, and they're a good enough team to take it out on the other team. Matt says pick up Vidal, drop Kendra Miller. Yeah, 100%. It doesn't appear that it appears that your Saints are not. Sorry to call them your Saints, but they're not gonna be trading Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara. Again, I made the point in the stream. I was like, have you ever been to New Orleans? It's amazing. Like, why would he ever want to leave there? He's a hero there. They love him there. It's a great little town. He's riding off in the sunset. He doesn't have a Super Bowl, but like Alvin Kamara is accomplished. Why not play a place you're comfortable and they love you? They love him down there. They love.
Like
I wish I was a New Orleans fan.
At the absolute worst too, if the Saints keep shitting the bed, like he just loses touches. Like he'll still play, but it'll just be like a more of a 50-50 or a 55-45 in Kendra's favor, just to not burn him out.
Just chilling, right? Just chilling.
Yeah.
Max is a Pittsburgh fan, born and raised. How Rodgers and the offense has been playing, plus the D has been picking up as doubt the Bengals win. I think the Bengals might beat them, is my thing. And obviously, I'm kind of rooting against the Steelers because my giant bet on the Ravens winning the Super Bowl. My bet on that is the Ravens' schedule is so easy after the bye, and they have 5 division games. They're already 1-0 in the division, so they can just run the table, which, I mean, they're going to be favored in every one of those games. Maybe not the game in Pittsburgh, but, like, would it surprise you if they went 6-0 in the division this year because they're all all when they're healthy?
Yeah. It's very possible.
Hey, we got Steve Casey in the chat. Sorry, I've been around much recently. It's been a super hectic week. No worries, Steve. No worries, man. Good to see you here. We got Angel here. Charlie Kirk autograph hats. Oh, Jesus. We don't really care about that. Cheerio. No disrespect to Charlie Kirk or whatever his name is. Cheerio says just traded Marv for Zay, full PPR redraft. I want Zay over Marv, I believe. Yeah. It's close. It's close, but you get Lamar back there, baby. Give me Zay. It's also like, who do I want? Do I want the number 1 receiver with Kyler Murray, or do I want the number 1 receiver with?
That's the way to look at it, right?
Yeah. Steve, I traded Nico plus Henry plus Mason for Gibbs, Scat, Tyrone Tracy. Super deep receiver room and cooked running back room, so I'm pretty happy with it overall. So you traded Nico, Henry, and Mason. You got Gibbs. The best player in the trade is Gibbs. Scat is good. Now, Mason, the thing is, Mason's kind of an expiring asset, so you gave up a lot. But if you got 2 starting running backs there. If you needed it's close. I would prefer the other end of the deal in a vacuum, but we don't know your exact roster, but it's not like a total L. And we love Scatterbo. So, how are we feeling about the Green Bay defense? Are you ready to move on from them in fantasy, Mark? Or are you going to give them another chance? The talent's there.
Yeah, it is. Like their D line is really good. They got the Micah Parsons thing and all that, but it's just like, what happens behind that is the question right now. So it's just like at the beginning of the season, it was like, okay, Green Bay defense. And now teams are finding a way to pick them apart. So it's like, do we go back and reevaluate that? Right? The potential is there.
I'm still holding on to them, but their schedule is not easy. And they get every division game's not easy. But at the end of the day, I'm a streaming defense dude. I don't like to hold on to them. Exactly. But Green Bay, you can do worse. They are still a top 5 talented defense in the league.
Yeah. In real life,
Donald, drop Juwan Johnson and pick up Evan Ingram. Probably, man. Ingram looked pretty good. He's not playing enough snaps for my liking, but Juwan Johnson's done. He's done with Taysom back there. He's done.
Agreed.
CK, definitely drop the Eagles defense right now. KC's got a great matchup this week, and I like KC's defense going forward.
I think I rode the Eagles defense a little too long this year.
Let's see. Can we talk about the idiots in my league? Try trading CMC and Kittle or Warren for Bijan and QJ. I would rather have CMC and Kittle than Bijan and QJ. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The Kittle thing, he's injured, but and CMC, I want to trade personally just because the touches are just too many. But I still want Bijan over CMC, but like Quentin Johnson, we don't even know what the hell this is. The injury, Lad McConkey's the one there. That's what I was saying. You heard me say that shit 3 weeks ago when everyone was yelling at me about Quentin Johnson. Like, Lad McConkey's good.
He is.
Blake says, asked earlier, but we dropping Carter. He was getting the receiving load and still had 9 carries. I don't think I start him this week. You could drop him if you need a space. I don't think you want
if
to
you
have
need a
anything to do with
spot.
the Cardinals. And definitely not the Cardinals backfield. And like the point is, it's also an expiring asset because Trey Benson will be back. Trey Benson's injury does not seem as bad as a Marion Hampton's. So it seems like 4 to 6 weeks for Benson. You're already 2 weeks in. So, and they have a week 8 bye. So like he'll be back by week 11. Logan, should I roster Bam Knight over Carter? It doesn't really matter. I would rather have Bam Knight in a full PPR, maybe Carter, but I want Bam Knight. The guy is getting the goal line work, it appears.
Yeah, if you're playing one of them this week, yeah, but I would have Tajay Spears for the rest of the season, preferably over those two.
Same. Caleb, should I start Jordan Love or Jared Goff? I forgot to ask. I'm leaning Jordan versus the Cardinals defense, but the Bucs game could be a shootout. I mean, I think it's Jared Goff coming off that bad game. Give me Jared Goff. I like Jordan Love as a start this week too. I think you're good either way. But I want an angry Lions team, and Dan Campbell does run the score up. Remember that game at the Bears game week 2 when they're throwing fucking Amon-Ra St. Brown up 40 points in the fourth quarter? We've seen it. I mean, yeah, we've seen it. And I feel like the game got out of hand. The Lions, that touchdown that got called back in the first quarter, they didn't
Honestly,
score. Like, the game could have been way different.
I think that changed the whole momentum of the game because like they came out, they wanted to like do their trick plays with their signature moves, and like that getting called back, I think, kind of disrupted the whole flow of the Lions' offense for the rest of the game for that one.
CK, he needs a replacement for Josh Allen this week. Rodgers, T-Law, or Penix. I think I'm going to go Trevor Lawrence, man. Trevor Lawrence has been running, and that's the difference maker, right? They're all similar. I'd rank it T-Law, Rodgers,
T-Law, Rodgers, Penix. Yep, I agree.
Look at that. Simpatico. Tez or Cameron. The answer Sterling Shepard, but I want Cameron Johnson over Tez, right?
Yes, I would take that. If you're trying to go for a shoot for the moon and you're like already projected to lose significantly, I would put Tez in there and kind of hope for that deep touchdown type thing. Safer.
Justin, would you drop Ertz or Waller? Who would you rather have rest of season and short term, Ertz or Waller? Because I think Waller did have that touchdown to save his day. He's had a weird start to it, and he's had some good fantasy days, but the usage is inconsistent, and I don't like the vibes in Miami right now at all. And with Terry McLaurin being banged up, Zach Ertz and Debo being banged up, Zach Ertz is like their number one receiver.
Well, think about it like this. Who's going to be more competitive for the rest of the year? It's going to be Washington, obviously, over the Miami, right? So you want the teams that's going to be playing for it all type thing, and give me Ertz over Waller for the rest of the season.
And like typically the answer would always be the other guy for like longevity because Zach Ertz is a dinosaur, but Darren Waller is also a dinosaur. So that we have two dinosaurs here. So
he's coming off of
I'm
retirement.
not a Zach Ertz guy. I'm a Ben Sinnott guy. So like I cannot believe Zach Ertz has like how bad he looked that year in Arizona, like how Zach Ertz is doing this. But you know what? Production is, I don't care how bad he looks. He's a trusted veteran on that team. Safety blanket for Jaden Daniels, and Jaden Daniels loves him. So that's really the deciding factor there. Would you drop Mason Taylor for Josh Downs? Have to start Fannin with Njoku potential absence. Now, if you have Fannin, probably, but Mason Taylor, yes, bad performance. That was a bad Jets game in general. But now without Garrett Wilson, like Mason Taylor, I mean, he's going to get 6-7 targets, right?
You would love to think so, but I mean, with the Jets offense, fuck. But yeah, no, I see that for sure. Target's got to go somewhere, right? But if you have Fanning and you really need to drop somebody, yeah, sure.
Judkins or Henry rest of season, Mark?
I mean, the obvious one should be Henry. I mean, yeah, you got to go Henry. You can't really count him out at this point, especially after last week's game too, with Judkins not getting no receiving work, game scripting out. I mean, you're seeing Henry's getting kind of game scripted out, but like once Lamar comes back and they're rolling on all fours again, like they're gonna utilize Henry like fucking right into the ground.
You took the words right out of my mouth, man. So it's like they both have the same problem, right? It's the game script thing. And yes, it's been bad for Henry, which no one could have predicted, right? But who's more likely to get game scripted out? The Browns or the fucking Ravens after the bye?
Exactly.
It's the Browns. And I love Judkins, but also we're talking about Derrick Henry, a top 5 running back in the history of the NFL that has not lost a step. I think Derrick Henry looks much more like himself than Saquon Barkley does right now.
I could agree as well.
Not to slander Barkley, but like Barkley,
No.
he's a different kind of runner, but like Barkley looks diminished, where like Derrick Henry looks exactly the same to me. I mean, those touchdown runs he's had, he's still fast as shit. He's the same player. Derrick Henry is a legendary workout king. Not saying Saquon's not, but like Derrick Henry is an all-time psychopath.
No, 100%.
And, the fumbles, like he's got a lot to prove. Those fumbles is a good thing for Henry because you know what? Like that's not going to happen again. Maybe one more time the rest of the year, but like that's going to fuel the guy. And this guy doesn't need fuel. It's like Michael Jordan didn't need guys talking shit to him because like, don't do that. Don't talk shit to the GOAT and don't piss off Derrick Henry because right now that whole team is pissed. And like they're going to be a monster, man. That's my Derrick Henry is a big buy low right now, especially on bye, right? I wish he had a worse game against the Rams. Now he didn't score a touchdown, because they gave Mark Andrews those tush pushes, but he had 124 yards. I still think Henry's a buy low. On bye, the rough last couple of weeks, like that guy's a league winner down the stretch. What's going on, Ryan? I have waiver number 1. I'm dropping Carter, picking up Vidal, dropping Njoku for Otten and Ridley for Bourne. Yeah, I mean Bourne. I guess you can do it. That's the only one I'm a little iffy on.
Yeah, I like it all.
I'm not saying don't drop Ridley, but
yeah.
I don't know what to do with Ridley right now. It's just been a mess. We don't have any news on him. I'm thinking it might be an IR stint, right?
Yeah, if he doesn't go on IR, then yeah, sure. I think you could justify dropping him. But if he's not, and he's just like a 1 more week, 2 more week, you kind of want to hold on to him, see how the new coaching staff does, and see if they could find some sort of resurgence for him.
All right, gentlemen, there's 41 people in here. I've got 2 subs this video. Let's hit the subscribe button here so you can come back and see 7 shows a week with these awesome guests. We have Mark on the show today, my number 1 super fan that's been watching every show, one of the biggest supporters of mine. Join the Patreon. Appreciate you for that, man. A way to support this channel. Keep it going 7 nights a week for hopefully 70 more years. I don't know if I could do this when I'm 107, but like that'd be a fucking trip. And imagine what fantasy football will be like then if football's even around. But super easy. I'm going to shout out the Patreon guys right now, and also got to shout out Blake and Steve Casey. But the Fanatics, man, I appreciate all you guys there. Everyone that signs up, even the small, even there's a semi-pro. There's one before that. Anything helps. Keep the show going. And again, anyone that signs up right now on this show, I'm chugging a beer. And also just appreciate you and the Discord. Mark, tell them about the Discord. How good is it?
The Discord it's where it's at when you're not on live stream, man. Like. We always have some really crazy, healthy debates there, and everybody's just putting in their 2 cents. Everybody's active. Like it could be like 3:00 in the morning, and somebody has a start-sit question, and like somebody's out there to give you some support. So it's like the community's great. Like it's the place to be. So you guys got to get in the Patreon, get in the Discord, show Rob some love and support, and like let's keep this thing going, and like let's keep growing because like professional fanatics to the moon, baby.
Thank you, man. And here's the thing I'm most proud of is like that it's not just, the community, but it's the type of people I'm drawing in the community. Everyone's positive. There's not a lot of shit talking. If it is, it's like playful shit talking. We're all trying to make money. You're getting access to my bets early, which are crushing 28-13, baby. So like you're going to get the money back. Now you're going to get those bets anyway if you're not on that, but you get them 2 days later. And the lines change. These are player props. Like you're going to get 48 yards instead of 42 yards. And if you do that enough, you're going to lose a couple of them where I will, that I'll win on the line I give you. You'll lose them. And in general, you're going to make your money back on that. And then just next year, man, for next year's fantasy shit, like, me and Story hit on so many guys. I was looking at Chris Harris. I don't know if you know him from ESPN. He used to be on ESPN, the Harris Football Podcast. Dude, I got to read this. This is fucking amazing. Like, this dude he's just mailed it in. Like, he's bad. Like, Matthew Berry's terrible now, too. Here's Chris Harris flag players this year. So we do the same thing. It's called pillar players. We show you our PPs. We do 10 as well. This is Harris's flag players. Jalen Wright, Michael Pittman, Justin Herbert, Tank Bigsby, Joe Mixon, Jordan Addison, Chuba Hubbard, Ricky Pearsall, JSN, and Josh Jacobs. So we hit on JSN and Josh Jacobs. Justin Herbert's good. Michael Pittman's good. Okay, he hit 4. That's not great. So I'm going to read you my PPs. Drake London, George Pickens, Chris Olave, Calvin Ridley, gross. Travis Hunter, gross. Javonte Williams, Cam Scatterbo, Kyron Williams, Justin Fields, gross, and Tucker Kraft. So that's like 6 bangers, I feel like.
That's solid.
Much better than Harris's list. And I'll read you stories. We had some crossovers. Stories is dope too. Drake London, we both had him. He had Ibuka. Pickens, we both had Pickens. So that was like our guys. Chris Olave, He had Calvin Ridley too. That was a whiff. Jonathan Taylor, Marion Hampton, Braylon Allen, Tyler Warren. So our tight ends both, like I'm saying, those are guys we're planting our flag on. We have all the shares in the world on. And that's, you could just go back and look. Now it's only been 6 weeks, but those look like W's, right? That's the foundation of your team. You draft a couple of those guys. So that's what we're doing around here. So I appreciate the community, everyone in it. We're going to make something of this. And at the very least, if I don't, then at least I started this up and this shit's never going to die. At least the Discord, right? That's the goal. Matt, I have Wilson and Ibuka out, Tet and Hunter remaining. Should I prioritize Bourne over Vidal? Well, if you could flex Vidal, I want Vidal. But the Bourne thing just seems like a trap this week. And like, here's the problem. Here, I'll tell you the biggest problem right now with Bourne is that's Mac Jones's guy. So you're only going to get, do we even know if Mac Jones, I'm saying if Purdy comes back, Purdy likes Jennings. And we don't know what the situation is there. So like, I don't know, man. Tet and Hunter, you're starting Tet for sure. And then Hunter, how much better is Bourne than Hunter? Probably better, but like I'd rather have Vidal and just start Hunter, Yeah,
because I think Vidal has more value for more weeks in the versus Bourne. Like Kittle's going to be back shortly, and all those other guys are going to be back like just around the corner.
Steve says I still have a Doomsday Pickens, Tet, McMillan, Waddle, Terry McLaurin. I used to have Nico, so I didn't mind to overpay. He's talking about that trade he made. Yeah, you have a lot there.
Yeah.
Justin says Scat's about to get brought back to earth against my Broncos D this weekend. We'll see. I think they're going to beat the fuck out of them, but doesn't mean Scat can't find the end zone. So that's my thing. Jason says, cheers, boys. Got to work in the morning. Jason, you're probably not in here anymore. I need your email, bro. I need to get you in the Discord. I already sent you two. I don't know if that's the right email. Trevor, can the Tampa Bay Buccaneers travel to Detroit Monday with Mike Evans and pull off a huge win? I think this is when I think the Lions win this game. The Lions win this game. It wouldn't be a bad loss for Buccaneers, right? They're hurt as fuck. They're 5-1. They got the division. I mean, I know the Falcons actually look pretty good, but Detroit needs this game more than Tampa Bay does.
Plus, they had that fight after the game too in KC. Like those guys are fired up, man. Like.
Missing Branch is going to be rough, though. But
that is true.
I mean, would it surprise you if the Lions came out and scored 42 points?
Yep.
And I just don't think with the offense they have right now. I know Baker's just a god, but I don't think they can keep up with them if that's the case.
Let's
see. Will A.J. Brown rebound? I think he does, just like last year with a lot of big-time players. People are so quick to write them off. I agree. Rebound is a relative term. He will rebound. Will he, even let's say from this point going forward, will he be a top 12 receiver, which is where you drafted him to be? Not finish at top 12, but like just from this point going forward, what do you think the chances are of that, Mark, for him, from this point on being a top 12 receiver rest of the season?
Honestly, it comes down to Jalen Hurts and their connection at the end of the day. Like if they could just get that connection back, then easily, you know what I mean? But like none of their superstars are being utilized like they should be out there. Like Barkley, him, Devontae. Like if you have Dallas Goedert being your main star of the show, then like that's a little bit concerning. You know what I mean? When you have that much talent surrounded you in every position, it's like it's got to happen. But I mean, you got to temper expectations just from what we've seen so far.
Where would you rank him rest of the season? Just going forward, where would you rank
A.J.
him?
Brown going forward, where he finishes?
Yeah, wide receiver, yeah. Just like not end of season, but like going forward, where would you have him?
I'd probably have him at like, let's say, wide receiver 16.
I was going to say 18.
15. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'm a little low, but I got to see it first. I'm just not the biggest Jalen Hurts
That's what
guy.
I mean.
And I feel like Saquon, I trust in Saquon to come back to the mean more than I do A.J. Brown.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like if anybody's going to rebound first, I would probably put my money on Saquon.
I don't think they both can. Like I don't think they can both like finish the year where they were drafted. It's one or the other. Now they will both be better. That's for sure.
Yeah,
You still have Devonta Smith there. You know what I mean? Marcus says wide receivers, JSN, Garrett Wilson, Pickens, Shaheed, tight end Kittle, Fannin, trade ideas. If you have a losing record, you got to try to probably trade Garrett Wilson. I think Pickens is your guy. Or try to trade Fannin, but his value is not what it is. So Pickens, right? Trade Pickens right now. I hate it. I
You need
love
to probably
George
sell him
Pickens,
really
but
high.
he's wide
Yeah, me
receiver
too.
4 right now. Like,
Hmm.
and CD Lamb's coming back. He'll still be a top 12, top 15 option. But like,
Hmm.
you could get someone that's just looking at production and not really scared about CD Lamb. I'm not too scared about CD Lamb coming back, but like, he's definitely not going to finish at wide receiver 4.
Hmm.
I could be wrong, but like, if it happens, he's going to have one of the best years ever based on where you drafted him.
He's got a
So
touchdown in
I
every
would
game
trade
so
him.
far.
Yeah, no, he didn't have
Well,
one week
besides
1, but
first
he had
week.
a two
Besides week
touchdown
1.
game. Yeah, so he had 6
Yeah.
touchdowns. That was one of my bets. We did 5 like season long bets. I had George Pickens over 5.5 touchdowns. It was like plus 110, and like he's already hit it. So I mean, gotta
Yeah.
love that one. Pat myself on the back a little bit more. Has Dowdle taken over in Carolina? Should we consider dropping Hubbard? No. Don't drop
You
Hubbard.
can't drop Hubbard. No.
Because Hubbard is also a possible trade candidate. Now he's got it's a 4-year, $33 million deal, but they had a 2-year, $7 million deal for Dowdle. And you got to remember, they still have Jonathan Brooks, who they drafted in the second round 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Now he's had multiple ACLs since like he was
Yeah.
drafted with an ACL and then he got one this rookie year. But I feel like Hubbard's not. I don't know why they signed Hubbard to that contract. It's really weird. It was like, thank you for the service, and we're going to pay you for like the year you had. It was really weird. I think Hubbard actually makes sense as a trade. Right now, he's got a big contract, but it's not like DJ Moore's contract, for instance. The cap hit would probably only be like $9 million. So, what is your What is your prediction when he comes back? Let's say Hubbard misses this week. I think he misses week 7. They have a week 12 bye, I believe. So let's say he comes back week 8. Now let's not talk about that because that's the first week, right? That's going to be mostly Dowdle. Let's say week 9, Hubbard's fully healthy. He had 1 game under his belt. What do you think the snap share would be?
I mean, they can't deny what Rico's done. So, I mean, they probably give him 55-45. I want to say 60-40 Hubbard just to see where it's at. And if Hubbard can't do anything and Rico's still shining, they give it a direct 50-50. And then don't be surprised Rico takes it 55-60-40.
See, I'm
That's
going
how
the
I
other
see
way.
it.
I think it's 60-40 Dowdle because like Story said, you can't take the monkey. I quote Pineapple Express. The monkey's already out of the bottle. He's like, that's not even a saying. But like
That's
the
what I
monkey's
mean,
already out of
right?
the bottle. So Dowdle 60. Is that what you meant? Dowdle 60 and Chuba
I,
40?
I, I would say they still give Chuba the starting job. Like he was that guy, right? So it's like
It's just so
it's very hard
hard,
to
dude.
deny. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's hard, right? So it's like, are they really going to take that route? And like, I mean, if they continue, like if they have a losing record, then yeah, for sure they're going to fire Rico out there. But like, it's hard to say for me personally. I think that they have faith in who they started with, but like you said, the monkey's out of the bottle, so
Like they
you
love
can't
Chuba there,
say
right?
no
But
to
like
400 yards in 2 games.
Dowdle's got some Baker Mayfield in him right now. Like he was talking shit to his former team. Like, dude, he said strap up to his team and comes out and has 230 yards back-to-back weeks. Like he
Yeah,
has
yeah,
more
yeah.
yards, total yards these last 2 weeks than Saquon Barkley has through 6 weeks. Just like wrap
Yeah.
your head around that right now. Rico
He's the third or
he
fourth
must be on
highest
steroids.
rusher in the league after 2
Is he on
starts
steroids?
in
Do
week
you think
6.
he's on roids? Because he looks like a different player to me. Like take aside the easy matchups, because yes, he had easy matchups, right? But like
Yeah.
it's not the numbers as much as the eye test. He looks explosive. His cuts are amazing. He's running wheel routes, bro. Like Chuba Hubbard doesn't do any of those things. He's just a kind of a banger. He's a coach's pet. But Dowdle's making the right plays and he's making elite plays. He's making splash plays. That's the difference. That's what this offense needs. Because Bryce Young is okay, I guess, but he is not. He's not a difference maker at quarterback. And right now, if you can have a difference maker at running back, which Chuba Hubbard's not, you stick with that dude and ride him until it stops, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
Braden says Daniel Jones or Bo Nix. I'm going Bo Nix this week, baby. Bo Nix after
This week,
I mean, I'm considering I consider it a loss. Like in my head, they lost that game to the Jets because of how bad it was. Now they won, but like they have to keep their foot on the pedal here, and it's Bo Nix, baby.
Yeah, at home, yeah. I like it, but yeah, I'm not counting out Danny Dimes either. But yeah, this week, yeah, I like Danny. I like Bo Nix at home, yeah.
I still just, in my mind, it's still Danny Dimes. I know it's a nice situation. He finally has a good coach in Steichen and a good offensive line, a good system, and the team believes in him. But I just think he reverts back to some form of Danny Dimes at some point. Bo Nix is a sending player. I think it's close, but like give me Bo Nix in a cupcake matchup. Jordan Love, Fields, or Nix. Now, this is not Fields as much as I love Fields. Fields has a good matchup against Carolina. but Fields could get benched. That's the problem at any point. So it's gonna be a hard start. And he has no Garrett Wilson. So I'm going probably Jordan Love or Knicks. It's close. Who do you like, Love or Knicks?
Yeah. I'm right there too. Love or Knicks. I'd probably lean Love, but Knicks, like you said, has a fucking cupcake matchup coming up too. So, I mean, it is pretty close.
Yeah, I think that one just trust your gut because that's so close. Maybe look at their projected numbers on DraftKings.
Because Green Bay is on the road as well too, so I don't know how much of a factor when you guys think about road and away games, stuff like that, or home games.
Matt says, would you guys flex either Fannin or Mayer over Pacheco? Well, I definitely do that. Let's assume it's full PPR. Which are you choosing? I think in full PPR it's Fannin. If it's half PPR, it's Mayer. Like either way, you're doing that over Pacheco. Now, Pacheco actually got 70% of the snaps because he got a positive game script, which is nice. It just doesn't seem like they want to run the ball this year. I think this is the Patrick Mahomes tour this year.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. And especially with no Njoku, if there's no Njoku this week, then yeah, Fannin all day.
I think I'm already assuming Njoku's out like multiple weeks, but like definitely this week. I just don't. They're not giving us any information, which usually is bad. They're like getting second opinions and shit. They're just not saying it. CK, what are we doing with Mason Taylor? Mason Taylor's a hold right now, just because Garrett Wilson's out, man. And if for some reason we do get Tyrod Taylor, that's even better for Mason Taylor. Mason Taylor is their offense. Like they have nothing. Like Josh Reynolds, like I kind of like Josh Reynolds. I have a lot of best ball shares of Josh Reynolds. I didn't think the passing game would be this bad. So give me Mason Taylor as a PPR scam top 14 tight end.
I agree with you.
Caden, half PPR, start 2. Sutton, Breece Hall, or Brian Thomas. What do you got, Mark? You got to start 2.
Sutton for sure. And the Jets, they're just facing Carolina too. Fuck, I mean, they're going to have to give Breece the ball there, especially Wilson, try to get the run game going. But, I mean, Sutton for sure, and it's really close between Breece and BTJ. I'd probably lean BTJ, to be honest with you.
Yeah, just Breece should have, like, either he should have, like, 5 catches or he should have 20 carries or both. So it's like, I can't bet. And Sutton should be the one we leave off. But, like the stat I said of him coming back from these games, like Cortland, and it's half PPR, like, he's probably catching a touchdown this week. And Brian Thomas looks good the last couple of weeks. So, like, man, that is a tough one, Caden. I don't know. I mean, I think Sutton and Breece, but Brian Thomas is ascending, and like when he has his 140 yard game and a touchdown, you're gonna feel like an idiot. Where like I feel like BTJ has more upside than Sutton, but like he has more downside. I guess if you want to go Sutton and BTJ, I wouldn't blame you because the Jets could just implode this week. And they already imploded last week, but they could like literally.
That's what I mean. It's hard to trust.
And like they're gonna sack the box. So it also says Rams or Chiefs defense. This is the Chiefs, baby. Give me Geno Smith. Give me all the defenses starting against Geno Smith.
For real.
Justin says bench Scat this week. I mean, I would do it if I had like better like Kyron Williams. Like I do that, but like if you somehow have Kyron and Jahmyr Gibbs and like players like that, yes. But other than that, if you have a deep league with a flex, like I'm starting Scatabo. Otten, Fannin, or Mayer. I'm off Hunter Henry. This is a similar question. Otten, Fannin, man, that's a fucking dude. Flip a coin, maybe. I guess you have 3 choices. So put them in a hat. Or just go on what Vegas says, man. That's what I do in these decisions. I go on what their reception number is, their yard number, and their anytime touchdown score. Whoever projects the highest, if it's that close, I either do that or go with my gut. Marcus 5-1 full PPR. He's got May, Love, 8-Chain, Bucky, Jacobs, Woody, JSN, Garrett, Pickens, Shaheed. Trade ideas. So he's 5-1. So I think the move would be, you could try to trade, dude. Your team's stacked, bro. Like I don't know, like what you could say upgrade quarterback. But you got Drake May. He's like a top 8 quarterback. So like, maybe trade 8-Chain, try to do 8-Chain and like something like 8-Chain and like Garrett Wilson, although he's hurt, like 8-Chain and Fannin to a team that needs a tight end and try to get a better running back. Try to get like Jonathan Taylor or
JT or
you know where I'm going with that.
Yeah, for sure.
We got Ray in here. What's going on, man? I wish I can't send invites once the stream's already going. It like just like lags the stream out. So Saturday night, Ray. Hopefully you got your mic and shit set up, and we'll rock it Saturday. What's up, guys? Just subscribed. I was thinking of dropping Juwan Jennings for Romeo Dubs and dropping Travis Hunter for Josh Downs. The first one I agree with. Juwan Jennings for Romeo Dubs.
I'll do
100%
that.
do that.
Yeah,
Travis Hunter for
for
Josh
sure.
Downs. If I want Josh Downs in the short term, I think I still want Travis Hunter in the long term.
Totally agree with that one.
Mouth says Downs or Io Manor. I'm going to have the same sentiment here. I want Downs in the long term. I want Io Manor.
Downs in
the short term, Io Manor long term.
Yeah.
Especially with Calvin Ridley. Like, he could get traded. We have no idea. Bennett, should I start Rico and Shuba? I have both. I mean, this week it's just Rico because Shuba's out. I mean, they haven't said that yet, but I feel like there's more incentivized to just see what this Rico thing is. And the sooner they bring Chuba back, the sooner they have a controversy. So just rest Chuba and let him get fully healthy.
Yeah, no rush to bring him back too. So why not just give him an extra week off, even if he's healthy or not?
What's up, Michael? He says I lost Hampton and Ibuka, so then I have Trey McBride locked in at tight end, obviously, but I'm starting Fannin in the flex spot now. Yeah, I think Fannin's I'm not gonna say. I would say I would compare him to someone in like the wide receiver 30 range and running back 20 range in full PPR. Would you agree with that? Like, he's an all-purpose weapon, right? They're lining him up all over the field. He's essentially their wide receiver 1 without Njoku was, and now like you don't have Njoku to compete with.
And you see that chemistry Gabriel has with his tight ends versus his wide receivers. Running backs are barely getting the receiving work too. So it's like all that short underneath stuff is just going to all his tight ends. He's like locks onto them.
I love the usage, man. They're using Fannin in the backfield as like fullback, inline tight ends, like slot receiver. It's just, and they're putting him in motion. I love it. And like Harold Fannin is a dog, bro. Bennett says, should I drop Ridley for Michael Mayer? If you need a tight ends, I don't know. I don't know what to do with Ridley. I hate to drop him, especially we don't have any news on him. Like, if it's an IR stint, then maybe just drop him. If it's 2 weeks, probably hold on to him. As much as I love Michael Mayer, you could find someone better or someone, you probably have someone worse to drop for Michael Mayer is my take.
Yeah. Like, who's your other tight end?
Jelly of the month. Love that name. Love Christmas vacation. Half PPR can only roster 5 running backs. I have a league like that. I hate that. Don't limit how many fucking positions I can have. Only thing you should limit is quarterbacks. But like, if I want to have 8 running backs, I'm going to fucking have 8 running backs and maybe take someone your own. Like, fuck that. He has Kyron, Pollard, Rico, Charbonnet, and Corum. McVay likes using a bell cow, so that's why I have Corum. Best in the wire is Spears. Man, if you need let's see. So he's got Kyron, Pollard, Rico, Charbonnet. I mean, you need a playable guy. Yes,
1,
I want
2,
Spears.
3, 4, 5, yeah.
Spears is more playable, and I think he's going to have a role. But like, Spears is never going to be a league winner in that offense. He'll be at best.
That's what I mean.
Top 20 option. Like, literally, Blake Corum is a top 6, top 8 option if there's an injury.
Like, Rams a contending team too. So I mean, at that point, do you want like on a winning team or a losing team?
Yeah, Ron says, I know it's early, but you think Puka will play against the Jags in London? I don't think so. I don't think he's even going to go on the trip because we saw this with Xavier Worthy. Like, these ankle injuries, they swell up on flights. And we're talking about a flight to fucking London. So, like, why would they even do that? They're winning right now. They're going to be in the playoffs. Like, Puka will want to play, but you got to protect them against themselves. Why even bring him on the trip? I think there's a 20% chance he plays. What do you think?
I think he doesn't play at all. He came back in the game, and then after he came back, he didn't get a single target. So
he's a decoy.
He just he probably fought his way to get back in there. Plus, when you saw the initial injury, like he looked pretty hurt. He got up, tried to walk it off, and he immediately went back down. That's not a good sign, especially. So yeah, he's a dog. He wants to play, but at the end of the day, like the coaching staff's got to keep him out. It's like a Brock Bowers situation.
Mark, beyond the box score shit right there, great analysis, man. Like, you don't sell yourself short. You're good. You're good. You know your shit, man. And I can tell you know your shit, but you're articulate. Love having you on, man. Awesome shit. I would say 20% chance he plays. Also, was Brian Daboll coaching that game, letting Puka come back in the game? Like, at that point, you're playing the Ravens. You're not losing that game. Maybe tell Puka to sit your ass down on the bench. You just went in the locker room. Like, dude, what are you doing, McVay? Like, why are you bringing him out as a decoy?
Yeah.
Because at any point you could get rolled up on. Remember the Tank Dell play? I know that was a goal line play. Remember the first injury Tank Dell had where he was blocking on like a 2nd and 1? second and goal from like the 2-yard line when they were up by like 17 points in the fourth quarter.
Mhm,
And like,
mhm.
I don't know, Tank Dell's a different kind of player. He's super small, but like that's a dumb coaching decision. He got rolled up on that, essentially ended his career because now Tank Dell has just had multiple injuries. And like, sometimes these things they accumulate and they're more likely to get hurt again. So like, why is McVay bringing Puka out in that game? That was just a bad decision, right?
Yeah, and I feel like some players, like those superstar type players, when they fight to want to be back on the field, usually they somehow get their way. But as a coach, you got to be like, no, you got to sit down and not take no risk.
It's the coach's call too. That's why they're the head coach.
Exactly.
And like, unless it's Michael Jordan, right? Like Michael Jordan was the coach.
Yeah.
LeBron, these NFL players are never the coach unless you're Peyton Manning or a
Or if you're
quarterback.
like in a playoff game or it's a Super Bowl, like where there's
There you
actual
go.
legit shit on the line, then yeah. But
Mm-hmm.
like you're already crushing the team. Like just take it easy at this point.
Yeah, silly stuff. Joseph says Knicks, Daniel Jones, or Love in full PPR. Also, in the quarterback questions, the PPR doesn't matter. Give us the 4 for a passing touchdown, 6 for a passing
Yeah,
touchdown.
yeah.
I think it's Jordan Love. I think Jordan Love's a safe fix. I would go Love, Knicks, Daniel Jones. Maybe I'm crazy for hating
Yeah.
on Daniel Jones, but that's how I would have it.
No, I like it. I like it too. I like that.
Drop Io Manor. You could drop him if you don't need him. I think it's hard to trust him right now because they're literally
Mhm.
playing Tyler Lockett and they're playing Van Jefferson somehow. What the fuck are they doing? Van Jefferson.
Mhm.
Let's see. Caleb or Daniel Jones. This is Caleb. Caleb is a great matchup. What's going on, Hetzker?
Mhm.
We got Bird Talk. Start 1 flex, half PPR. Mason Taylor, Whittington, or Burden. What do you got on this one,
Whittington.
Mark? I know it's a lot of Whittington. If Puka's out, I do like Whittington. If
In
it
a
was full
half
PPR, I
PPR?
might go Mason. Yeah, full PPR, I might
Mason,
go
yeah,
Mason
yeah,
Taylor. But half PPR, I think
yeah,
Whittington's the X factor, man.
yeah, because he could get a touchdown.
Well, let me put it like this. This is an easy way to do it. Let's say DJ Moore is ruled out, and let's say Puka Nacua is ruled out. Are you going Burden or Whittington?
What are their matchups again?
Bears have the Saints, and
At
they
home.
have the Jags. The Rams have the Jags.
Oh yeah, that's the international game.
Yeah, I don't
I'd
like playing guys in
probably,
those international games.
I'd probably, if both those guys are out, if DJ Moore's out and Puka's out, I'd put Burden over Whittington, just
I
because of
tend
that
to agree with
London
that one.
stuff. Like it's too much of an X factor for me personally.
100%. Fannin or Mason Taylor, who would you stash the next 3 weeks? It's Fannin. It's not even close.
Fannin,
It's
yeah,
Terrell Fannin.
for sure.
I mean,
Fannin,
I know it's funny to say I want a piece on a better offense when you're talking about the Browns, but they're a
But
better
it's like
offense than the
pick your
Jets.
poison here at this point.
The
But Fannin does look
local high
better,
school
and
team,
yeah.
the local high school team's a better offense than the Jets.
Mhm.
Thank you, Jay. Appreciate you, dude. Who here buys escorts? Never have. I actually have a quick story. I did hang out with a hooker for like 4 hours in Vegas once, and she was trying to get me to pay to bang her, and she was young. I was like 25. She was probably like, I was probably like 23, 22. I was pretty young, but she was like probably 26, and I was like, yeah, we can hang out. I'll buy you some drinks, even though as we know in Vegas, when you're gambling, you're not buying drinks, you're just tipping. So I spent like
Mhm.
$10 on her drinks, and she hung out with me for 4 hours, and I was like, I'll do it for free. And she's like, no, you'll buy. And like after 4 hours, she's like, all right, man. After asking me 10 times, she's like, are you gonna do it? I'm like, for the 10th time, no, I won't. And she gave me the middle finger and walked away. But like, it was just like, I was like, you're an idiot. Like, you just lost 2 customers. Like, I told you from the
Yeah,
start. Like, I think she just banked on me getting drunk. And I was like, if I really wanted to, I could
yeah.
go to like, a place and maybe find a girl and like just buy her drinks. I'm not going to pay. I don't want to bang a hooker anyway, because it's gross, but I
Mhm.
definitely don't want to
Mhm.
pay to bang a hooker. Jesus.
Mhm,
Gross. So
mhm.
that's my, I tell people all this. I'm like, I have an awesome, hooker, prostitute Vegas story. And everyone just assumes like it's going to be something else. But no,
Yeah,
it's not.
yeah.
Have you seen the movie Very Bad Things, by the way?
No, I haven't actually.
It's awesome movie. Jon Favreau. It's just like regarding like it's about a hooker in Vegas. They kill her accidentally in a bachelor party. Fucking awesome, like dark comedy. Cameron Diaz is in it.
For
Definitely
sure.
check that out in the
Okay.
chat. In the chat, if you guys have seen that movie, it's pretty fucking funny. Kobe says, would you trade Scat plus a piece for Barkley? Yes, I would do that in a heartbeat, man. Depending on what the piece is. But let's say it was like Scat and Tony Pollard for Barkley. I'm doing that.
Yeah,
You?
hell yeah. For sure. For sure. I feel like Paul is a depreciating asset.
James Bond, Kendre Miller, a drop at this point or worth holding on to with Kamara's injury history? Well, apparently the trade rumors are probably not happening, like we said. Kendra Miller is
Mhm.
strictly a handcuff at this point. Now he's more of a playable handcuff than Blake Corum and some of these other guys, but you're also attached to a pretty bad offense. So at that point, that's what it
Mhm.
is. In a 12-team league, I think he needs to be rostered.
Like if you need
But
to, then yeah, but if you can hold on to him, I would. But like if you're in a desperation type thing, then yeah, you could drop him.
do you think now we're all saying there's no chance Kamara gets traded? I still think there's a chance. Do you put it like 10% chance Kamara gets traded? Like we got to give it a chance.
That's what I was
10%?
thinking too. So I saw it like this, like after him saying he wanted to stay a Saint and everything, like yeah, that's cool and all, but it's like at what point do you say no to a really good offer to a contending team, say even per se? So it's
Yeah,
like
like a
you have a
fourth rounder,
chance
you
to
got to
make a
do it.
playoff run and and you're making good money or something, like or the team's gonna get a really good good value picks out of it, then it's hard to
And
say.
here's the
But yeah,
thing, like
10%, yeah.
he's such a Saints guy. It's like if the team goes to him and was like, if you really want to help the team and you love the team, like we're gonna get a 3rd round pick for you or some shit, 4th round pick. Like this is the best way you could help the team because right now in the next 2 years we have no chance of winning. Like you're gonna
Mhm.
go to a contender. Like maybe they could sweet talk him into that
No,
deal. Is Gibbs worth
yeah, that's what
trading? Right?
I
You
see
agree?
that. Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Is Gibbs worth trading? Campbell said Gibbs and Montgomery will be splitting more evenly. I think they're trading. They're kind of saving Gibbs a little bit, but I wouldn't trade him. It's
Mhm.
Jameer Gibbs,
Yeah,
baby.
no,
Like
you can't. You can't.
there's some frustrating games where like Bijan's not going to have those frustrating games because he is the offense. Where there's so many
Mhm.
options in Detroit, but like Detroit's offense will hum. And they will get healthier on the defensive end, which will be more good game scripts. So, I mean, I would trade him at value in terms of where you drafted him. I would
Mhm.
trade him for I'm trying to think of a name like Jonathan Taylor
JT, yeah,
or,
JT.
like one of those guys. But like I still like Jameer Gibbs is a top 5 running back.
Yeah, for sure.
Jay says, why are we not higher on Otten based off the prior sightings of hurt wide receivers? We are, and he's going to be picked up everywhere this week.
Yeah.
Sometimes the worry is now they're not going to be able to do this, but like earlier in the year, he plays every snap always, right? But
Mhm.
they sometimes keep him in to block a lot. Now, I don't think they're going to have the luxury of doing that now, but that's like for me, I almost prefer Michael Mayer just because we know he's not going to be in there blocking too much. But like
Mhm,
he's a
mhm.
start this week.
Especially with no
This is a
Mike
good one.
Evans.
Dakota, starting a franchise, you're taking Tarkenton over Breeze. I'm taking Breeze over Tarkenton. I mean,
Yeah, easily.
Mouth. Yeah, you would think it really is hurt, but you would think Iron Man would be the main target. But we saw it in last week.
Yeah,
We
it
saw it in
wasn't
the other
really out.
game. Ridley missed. Did he miss week 2? Either way, Iron Man are like Lockett is playing, and they're throwing to Van Jefferson, and they like Chikakonkwo, and now they have Tajay Spears. Like I need to see a couple more weeks before I ever trust Io Manor. I love Io Manor, bro. Like, I talked him up so much early in the year. I love him as a prospect out of Stanford. Good player. I like the situation too because he pairs very well with Cam Ward, the big arm quarterback that's aggressive. Io Manor, big body, jump ball guy. But like, I gotta wait and see it.
I think the main thing we gotta really wait and see is what the coaching staff does, because it's all about them turning it around and what they want to do moving forward, how they want Cam Ward to proceed.
Riley, Dynasty half PPR, it's tight end premium. Should I trade Brock Bowers, Drake London, Alvin Kamara for Laporta, Neighbors, and Swift plus a second? I would not do that trade, bro. Brock Bowers, it's Dynasty, so I want the best tight end of the
Mhm,
deal. And Drake London and Brock Bowers are both first round picks, first round talents in
mhm,
Dynasty. So I would not do that. I don't
mhm.
care about the draft pick. Drop Diggs for Algier holding Bijan. No, you got to keep Diggs. Trade Diggs. Trade him or wait one more week for a big Diggs week. Now, if you're worried about someone else scooping up Bijan because Algier because he's after the bye, then maybe make a move now. But you're not dropping Stephon Diggs. Like I'm not going to overreact to 1 week, just like I didn't overreact to the 2 big weeks. Stephon Diggs is always firmly in that wide receiver 3 conversation. Jay says flex White or Rico. Got to ride Rico wave, right? Been starting him for the last 2 weeks. If there's no Chuba this game, it's Rico. It's Rico, baby.
Yeah. Mhm.
We got Blake here. Thoughts on my 5 potential pickups: Downs, Otten, Shepard, Spears, and Pinheiro. Drops Pitts, Torrey Horton, Prater, and Haskins. I like all those. I think I want all the guys you're picking up over the guys you have.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, Pitts had a bad game. I don't know if I think I still want Pitts over Ott in the rest of the season.
Pitts rest of the season. Rest of the guys you could drop for the rest of the guys you want to pick up. I like, but this the Pitts on one is it's a little tough. But if you're win now, I think Blake is win now situation, then yeah, I could lean towards Otten.
Hunter says I put $100 on MVP for Puka at 1,000. What is that? It's like 100 to 1. I know Baker is the lead, but what do you think of this investment? Now, even without the injury, wide receiver like Cooper Kupp didn't win MVP for his season. Michael Thomas didn't win MVP for his season. Like a running back could do it, maybe. Like Saquon Barkley did not win MVP for that season last year. That's all I got to say. So like, it's always going to a quarterback. That's the problem with that bet. The value's there, but like it would take Josh Allen getting hurt and Baker getting hurt, then Mahomes getting hurt, and then Puka not getting hurt and having the numbers he's on pace for. If a couple quarterbacks miss some games, he could do it. It'd take like 160 catches, 1,800 yards and 15 touchdowns. The problem is Puka doesn't score enough touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Blake says Mark is a dog. That is true.
Flair.
They did. Mouse has a good point. By the way, check out Downtown Sports. That's Mouse South podcast. Awesome show. It's linked in the description if you want to check that out. Highly recommend it.
I know they fired the coach. That's what I'm saying. I think we got to wait and see what this new coaching staff does and how they want to utilize everybody and everything before, like, you kind of wait and see at this point,
I hope that's the reason. I don't think that's the main reason that he got fired, because he's playing Lockett and Van Jefferson over Io Manor, but like, that could be a bump for Io Manor, for Spears. It could be a bump for the offense. We'll see. I don't know exactly.
It's funny this is brought up because I had this little thing I wanted to see if I could get on the show here is the last 4 quarterbacks that were drafted first overall, all of their head coaches got fired in their rookie season. So Trevor Lawrence 2021, Bryce Young 2023, Caleb 2024, and this year Cam Ward. So it's like maybe that's all it takes. I mean, a lot of those guys didn't really turn around after the coaching staff changed, but I mean, is it going to happen?
It's wild. It will turn around. I mean, it was always going to turn around because it's the bar is so low right now. Cam Ward in fantasy has like not scored over. He's had one game over like 9 points, and it was like 12 points. And he's an aggressive quarterback. You think that he'd have the mistakes, but you think he'd have some big plays. He has like 2 big plays all year. One of them was the Io Manor. Panthers over Jets. Jets got to win sometime. What do you think the chance of the Jets beating the Panthers? 10, 20? 25%? I think because the Panthers lay some eggs, bro.
I mean, so what was it? The Panthers beat the Falcons? What was it? They beat the Falcons, right?
Jets beat the Panthers. What do you think the odds are the Jets beat the Panthers?
I think it's
the Panthers did beat the Falcons, yeah.
Yeah, and then the Falcons beat the Bills. So it's like, I still think the Panthers over the Jets.
What do you think the odds of the Jets win, though? You think it's a 25% chance, or is that too high?
Yeah, within that range, I'd say probably closer to 10 to 20, if that. And with no Garrett Wilson, too, it's like, come on, like, you need every help you could get at that point.
Latte, it's Harold Fannin for me is the guy, the league winner. If there's a league winner, Kamani Vidal, maybe.
Vidal, too, if he's available.
We don't know. He could get you to the playoffs. I don't think he's going to win yet the league in the playoffs. Like Fannin could be a boom, boom, boom by week 14. Ryan says, remember, you don't pay to bang them. You pay them to leave. Damn straight. Blake says, if there was a week for the Giants to win, it'd be this week. Panthers 3-0 at home, 0-3 on the road. Ooh. I like that one. Caden, I have loved Nixon Fields. I picked up Fields to play. Should I drop Fields and pick up Golden? Yes, drop Fields. You have the quarterbacks to pick up Golden or Wandale. I think Wandale. Pick up Wandale. Jay says Judkins plus a piece for Saquon. Definitely doing that too, as long as the piece isn't like too good. You don't want to trade Judkins and Scatabo. But again, I'm going to use Tony Pollard as an example, as a guy that's playable, that's like a top 28 guy. Judkins and Pollard for Saquon. Judkins and Matthew Golden for Saquon. Not Judkins and Olave. That's kind of the line there. We got GT says 15% chance. I always pronounce your name wrong. It's Hetzer Metzger. I say Hetzker. Hetzer. It's Hetzer. Okay. I'm gonna try to remember that one. Thoughts on the trade rumors? Hall, Jacoby Myers. I think Jacoby Myers actually makes a lot of sense as a trade because he's that'd be a really. Now the problem is I was thinking the Bills, but he's kind of a similar player to Khalil Shakir. So it would need to be a team that needs a steady chain moving wide receiver. I'm trying to think on the top of my head who that would be. You know what would be a good team for that? The Vikings. Give me Jacoby Myers or the Vikings.
Yeah, I can see that working.
Makes sense, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you rather have the rest of the season, CMC or JT? It's JT. It's not really close just because CMC's the workload that CMC has. Now, I know that JT has his own injury concerns. They actually miss about the same games. CMC just doesn't look great. Like he is just literally operating on crazy volume and PPR scam. Like, he's getting 50 yards rushing a game. JT is awesome. Now, I do have more faith long-term in the offense there in San Fran, but JT is just like he's the number one running back besides Bijan right now.
Plus all the tools that are out of all the injuries to the 49ers, it's like, does his usage take a little dip when all these guys come back? It's got to,
It
right?
has to, and it should because that's to be smart, right? But Kyle Shanahan is never really he's not really fair to his players. He doesn't give a fuck. Hold Trey Benson. Trey Benson's a hold, right?
Yep, especially if an IR spot. I have him too. I'm holding him.
Michael, I did see the article about Dan Campbell saying they want to use Monty more. I don't also believe coaches too much, and I think they will. But Jahmyr Gibbs can be super awesome with 55% of the work. It's Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, for sure. Coaches say that kind of stuff all the time.
And Jahmyr Gibbs has not had a single long touchdown this year, and he's going to break a couple, which is going to make his week.
For sure.
Hetzer says I'd hold Trey. He's going to come back at some point. I think Trey Benson comes back week 11. Dream says, how do we feel about Scary Terry this week? I don't even know if he's going to fucking play, bro. So that's a problem. I feel pretty good about it. I mean, Story made a good point that all these other guys are ancillary pieces, including Debo, and Scary Terry is still the alpha there. And it's been a rough year. This is a reminder to us that when these guys hold out and they get signed, Washington signing him so late was just stupid. But when they do that, we've seen it before with Juwan Jennings this year. We saw it with Ayuk. We saw it with Debo. They don't perform. They never meet expectations. They get hurt. So we got to not draft these guys and you can trade for them or sometimes they'll be dropped. But I like Scary Terry rest of the season at like a 5th round value. Do you agree?
Totally. Yeah. And he can return that easily.
Ooh, Game Face. Should I trade Flowers and Herbert for Hurts? I kind of like the Hurts buy low, bro. I kind of do. I'm a little worried about Herbert.
So I guess forget Flowers. Who do you like better, Hurts or Herbert?
Oh, Hurts by a mile.
Yeah. So yeah, I could see that. I could get on board with that one.
A 10-team league, 100% you're doing that. You want talent. You want elite players. In a 12-teamer, it's a little tougher because I do like Flowers. So 12-teamer, I think depends on your roster. If you can afford to lose
depends
Flowers,
on your wide receiver.
You have a guy let's say you have a Olave on the bench and you're rotating those guys in, you're not losing too much. But if you have Io Manor, if you're going to be starting Io Manor, dude, give me Flowers and Herbert. Max says, you guys think the Browns bench Gabriel for Shador? And do you think he elevates the team and makes Judy viable? I'll start with that part first. No, Shador Sanders is trash, and he might be better than Gabriel. But here's how I'm going to break it down. I'll get your answer here in a second, Mark. I think it's going to be when they benched Flacco, it was essentially 12 games left in the season, I believe. I think they're going to give, unless Gabriel shows out, which I don't think he will, 6 games of Gabriel and then 6 games of Shador, give them an even sample size and evaluate, because they have to evaluate both of them because they have 2 first-round picks next year. They don't have a franchise quarterback. Neither of these guys are franchise quarterbacks. I think we both know that. But they at least want to see what happens. Is that what you think?
Yeah, I could see that happening. They have to, especially trading away Flacco, you have to see what Shador's made of. You got to give him a few games in the NFL environment to see what do you have next year. Because like you said, if Gabriel doesn't show out, then what other options do you have? You know what I mean? So yeah, I totally could see that happening for sure.
Logan says, should I roster Romeo Doubs over Golden? Also, who would you start out of the 2 this week? It's Romeo Doubs for sure. And, you got the other guys coming back. Romeo Doubs seems to be a fixture there as their wide receiver 1, whatever that means. Plays more snaps, gets more red zone looks. That's the high volume shit that you want. The high value shit is Romeo Doubs. This guy in my league that picked up Rico Dowdle off waivers, didn't start him the last week. You think he learned this lesson this week, right? Nope. 2 weeks in a row, no Dowdle. I mean, let's hope he's starting like James Cook over him, which, it was a bad decision, but it's hard to leave James Cook on your bench. But like the volume is there and the matchups were easy, right?
Like he should have been a no-brainer start with no Chuba.
Hetzer says, am I the only one staying up until 3 a.m. for when the players are eligible on waivers to clear? No, I do that every.
Staying up too, buddy.
Even when I was working in the golf industry, which is a 5 a.m. wake up for me, like for the first 6 weeks of the season, I would, had to wake up at 5, and I would, it'd be like midnight. I'm like, why would I go to sleep? Because I'd always, set my alarm, and I would just, get 2 hours of sleep just because I want to get not so much the way I want to get my kickers and defenses, and I want to get first priority on those guys. That's how, if you make enough of those moves and you do that, like that dedication, it might pay off for 1 or 2 wins in the rest of the season. It might be the difference between making the playoffs, missing the playoffs. Might be the difference between you getting a bye or getting a 3 seed. And I play 25 leagues. So luckily I only have 8 home leagues that I do that. The rest of them are on Wednesday, Wednesday at 10 a.m. But though that's how you can make the difference in fantasy. There's a lot of luck in 100%. Fantasy. You make your own luck, baby. People think I'm crazy for that. I'm dedicated, bro. I'm a hard worker. And if I'm investing $7,000 in fantasy, I'm going to give myself the best chance to win because those defenses, man. Now we never know if we're right, but I'm going to be right more than I'm wrong. And I want to have my choice of kickers and defenses, baby.
100%. Yeah. And I like to see what my teammates do too. See what I could scheme up, some sort of trade potential, see what direction they're trying to move in and try to get that edge over the rest of the league. Yeah.
100%. Do you think Breece Hall gets traded? If so, will he gain value? He probably will gain value. I don't know if he's going to gain volume because right now he's in a great situation in terms of volume. I would. What do you put his number at, Mark, for his trade percentage? He gets traded this year.
There's so much talk of it. Jets are tanking. If they end up, it's pretty much between them and the Titans to get the first overall pick now at this point, and the Jets have the edge because they haven't even won a game. So, I could see it at probably 35%, 40%. I don't know if I'd go high as 50%.
I think it's at 75%, bro. They have to.
Oh, really?
It's also the Jets though, because they're. Hey, I heard the Canadian come out of you. Hey.
Hey.
Okay, we'll say 50, but I think it'd be if a smart GM was there, you do it, right? You do it. You have Isaiah Davis. Braylon Allen's probably out for the year, but
that's true.
You have Isaiah Davis. Who cares?
You still have Garrett Wilson.
Help your team
so
lose,
something
right?
to dig around. Yeah.
Breece Hall is their best player. So Turgay says, hey, I need one running back and one wide receiver and one flex among these dudes. Keyshawn Butte, Io Manor, Vidal, Horton, Gainwell. So I think it's going to be Vidal for sure. And then Booty and Io Manor or Gainwell. So I think it's Booty, Vidal, and then Gainwell or Io Manor. What do you think?
What do you say? I need one RB and one wide receiver and one flex.
Three total. Yeah. 3 total.
Yeah. Vidal for sure. Obviously, Evans if he comes back. Yeah, Booty, Io Manor. Yeah, I like that.
All right, Ron says, who would you pick up off waivers, Butte or Whittington this week? Man, I think I want Whittington as long as Puka's out.
Yeah, no Puka. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
I could get on board with that.
Jolly Pop, what's going on, man? I lost my matchup. Kyle Pitts versus Buffalo defense, 162.2 to 162.7 in full PPR. Man, Pitts had a drop too. Gross. I'm sorry, man. Hey, you put up a lot of points. Astro, Jordan, Jones, Baker, and either Goff or Trevor are the big 4 quarterbacks this year. Is that, I don't know what that means. I see. He's the best 4 quarterbacks. I don't know about Trevor in that conversation.
Yeah. Mahomes has got to be in that conversation now too. And
Connor traded Chuba Hubbard and Justin Fields away week 5 for Sutton and Daniel Jones. That looks really, really, really good right now, man. Do some victory laps on that shit. Hetzer, is Keyshawn Butte worth picking up long term? Probably. I don't know if I'm comfortable starting him, but he looks good at least. And like, Diggs is going to be inconsistent. It appears. And Hunter Henry just does disappearing acts. And until they get Travion Henderson the ball, like he's their number 2 option.
And Booty did have flashed one good game too as well. So I mean, it's all about consistency now at this point. And if May keeps it up, I mean, can May really support 2 wide receivers out there in that offense? Just comes down to that question.
And it seems like Kyle Williams is just not going to be a thing this year. I had some high hopes for Kyle Williams out of Washington, good player. But, Mike Vrabel hates rookies. He's not playing Travion Henderson. He sure as fuck ain't playing Kyle Williams.
Yeah, for sure.
Alexander, we think it's a 60-40 Dowdle for the foreseeable future until he loses that. Let's see. Hetzer, it's my first fantasy season ever. I'm 4-2 right now. The guy I'm going against this week is 5-1. Take him down. Take a spot in the top 2, and let's go. Mark says Brees, Scatabo, K9, and Aaron Jones if stashed. Position caps. Drop anyone if Vidal survives. He won't survive waivers, but if he does, I would probably want. I'm trying to think. Do I want Vidal or Aaron Jones? Man, that's tough. I like Aaron Jones like later in the year, but is it Vidal for you?
We're talking for the rest of the season?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to keep Aaron Jones. I mean, but then again, like you said, Hampton could be out pretty late, but Aaron Jones should be back sooner than Hampton, right?
Yeah.
And then I think that he's going to be more valuable than Vidal.
We got Unique in here. What's going on, buddy? Would you drop Tracy
Unique?
Jr. in case Scatabo crazy ass gets hurt? I think Tracy is again in that same conversation of like Kendre Miller, right? He's probably a little bit more playable than I wouldn't even say he's more playable. Here's the upside I was thinking about with Tyron Tracy. Tyron Tracy converted wide receiver out of Purdue, so they could play him a little bit at wide out. I know he kind of is similar to Wan'Dale Robinson, but they're playing Little Jordan Humphrey and Jalen Hyatt right now, bro. So I know you're going to get Slayton back there, but I feel like Tracy could have they might play some two back stats. They might put him in the slot a couple times. I guess that's the upside with Tracy, but as currently constructed, Tracy is a handcuff, right?
Yeah, you for sure.
I did see that they view Texans said they view Woody Marks as a receiving back. I think that's bullshit. I don't know why they would say that. It's super weird. Now it's true. It's probably true, but like, why would they slander their rookie? Like, give the guy some confidence. Don't take it away from him.
Yeah.
James Bond, tell me CD is back to his best this week. I think they might set him out one more week. We'll have to see on that one. I'd say 50-50 he plays. What do you got there?
Yeah, like if they've kept him out this long, like I know he's dying to come back to play, but I mean, like they definitely want him back like 110%. So I wouldn't be surprised if they keep him out one more week.
Unique has an offer for Hurts and Goff is my backup. Offering me Kamara and Dowdle. My starting running backs are Hall, Scatabo. So offer for Hurts. Oh, Kamara and Dowdle? Do it, baby. He's got Hall, Scatabo. Yeah, do that trade. I mean, Goff, again, I like Hurts to buy low, but like Goff's fine. He's a back-end quarterback one. You're getting Kamara and Dowdle. Take the running backs, and you can make another move and trade one of the running backs and really, really make your team better.
Goff is still a top 10 fantasy quarterback, too.
Yeah, we got Blake. Blake is my Jamie. He says, fun fact, Wan'Dale was a running back in high school in his first 2 years at Nebraska before he transferred back home to Kentucky. So they literally have a wide receiver that was a running back and a running back that was a wide receiver at the Giants. Thank you, Jamie. I mean, Blake. No, Woody is not a drop. Woody is a playable handcuff. I don't even want to call Woody a handcuff. He's on a 50-50 timeshare. Let's just call it like it is. And I think the Mixon thing, I don't think Mixon's playing. So give me Woody Marks, baby. I wouldn't drop him. All right. We're winding down here. I gotta get my waivers set up and walk my dog. If you have not subscribed to the channel, there's 47 people in here. What are you doing? If you want to support me, a lot of ways. Patreon, number one way. Mark's on there. Mark's on the show. Get in the Patreon. Come be a guest on this show, baby. I'm giving back to the community.
Yeah, get in the Patreon, boys.
The community is amazing. There's the guys so far in there. A lot of good perks for you guys. And if you want to come on the show, if you want to play fantasy with us, if you want some free merch, once I get this going, I'm going to order hats and shirts and all that shit. I will fucking send it to you once a month. I'll give away a free merch giveaway. Eventually, I'll have it up for sale. That's going to be a little bit down the road. But also the Discord, man. You get in the fucking Discord. It's unreal. It's amazing. These guys are unreal and awesome. People like Mark. People like Unique. People like Mouse South. People like Ryan. Ryan's hilarious in there, by the way.
Blake. Shout outs to Blake. Brick Flair.
Blake.
Always active in
Blake's
the chat.
The best. Blake's the best. Again, like you said, 3 a.m. We're still going strong on those. Should I trade Ferguson, Mason, and Tet for Henry and T? Henry and T Higgins? I would. No, I want Ferguson, Mason, and Tet. Because Waller's, I want Ferguson. So I would keep those guys.
100%.
No worries, Ryan. Again, it's if you guys can spare it, I'm not, I get people have lives like, it's not the end of the world. I'm still eating here. I just also, it's for my wife to like, kind of like support. She's super supportive, but at some point she's like, because of all the YouTube bullshit that happened, I was doing well. I have a 15-month plan. So I'm going to keep on doing this between you and me. Maybe that's not the best strategy for me when I'm asking you guys for money, but any little bits helps. It keeps me motivated, and I'm obviously pretty motivated. 7 goddamn shows a week. I'm putting 30 hours in over here with the researchers watching all that shit. Mark, it's the real thing, man, and everyone in the Discord knows what's up. So
you guys gotta get on board, man. Like you're not gonna get knowledge
there's
like this out there.
There's no more interactive show. You guys create the content. That's why the show is great. My guests are awesome. It's like unlike anything else. The bets, I mean, also the money. You're going to make the money, baby. 28 and 13. Again, Chase Brown over 42.5 yards for Thursday Night Football. Smash that number, baby. I'm going to ladder that thing up. You're going to break an 80-yard touchdown. So, all right. This is it for me. This is it for Mark. Thank you so much, man. You were awesome.
Thank you, Rob, for having me on.
You know your shit. You know your shit, baby. You're a fucking... Yeah. You'll take my job soon enough, man. Shit.
Don't even say that.
Don't do that.
But thanks, Rob, for having me on, yo.
Yeah. Again, shout out, Mark. Awesome job here. I appreciate you supporting me. Also in the Discord and watching every show. Like you're such a welcome presence in the chat, and I get happy every time I see you. I log in 5 minutes before I go live, and Mark's already in there saying, "Let's go." So that's fucking awesome. Everyone here, you guys are the shit. Subscribe to the channel. Do what you can. Love you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow night will be a Wednesday mailbag. Chaz will be on the Chaz, probably around 9:30 or 10 p.m. Central. I'll put it in the Discord. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Thank you again, Mark.
Thank you, Rob. Peace, chat. Peace, guys.